Hello and welcome to Stop, Drop, and Roll, where a bunch of people get together. These are my friends. We live up and down the coast here in America and Canada. We all get together once a week. We play a game of Dungeons and Dragons, completely improv, and we thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Gary Sharp. I'll be your DM for the evening. And let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. Let's start off with you, Justin.
Hey guys, I'm Justin. I play Eeks, a rogue assassin who's a goblin. Next up, we have Steph.
Hey, I'm Stephanie. I play Lika, who is a moon elf wizard. Next up is Brittany.
Hi, I'm Brittany. I play Rin Leaflet, who is a wood elf ranger. And then we have Flanarius.
Hello, everybody. I'm Flanarius, and I smash stuff. Just kidding. My name's Scott. I play Flanarius, half-elf bard, and let's go.
All right. We also have two other players. One's running a little late. That's Patrick. He plays Stoll, the Goliath paladin, and
You almost said barbarian.
Yes, I almost did. And we also have Michael, who plays Calisan. He will not be able to join us tonight. He had other engagements. So, all right, who's ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Let's do it.
All right. So last week, you guys survived an attack by some hags that Stoll seemed to have known, and it seemed like there was some kind of a personal grudge match there. You killed them, and you killed the flesh golems that were with them. You aided Tessa, who has now been revealed to the town as a changeling, and the town seems to be a little leery of her. They were going to capture her and turn her in, but you guys stood by her side and convinced the town to give her a shot. Then you also met two new characters. You met Gloria, who is a halfling bard, and her friend Arion, who is a ranger. She's an elven ranger. And you found out through some drama, really, for lack of a better term, that they had been traveling for a while and that their party had been killed by a Medusa at Eventide, which is an area along the coast to the south of where you guys are at. Lika, you were able to recover your book, but you had to kind of stand by your promise to have dinner with young Victor, who found it for you. And you went on a awkward little date, and at the close of the evening, as you were returning back to the tavern, and Eeks had been following to keep an eye on you and see what exactly was going on and make sure you were okay, a shadow appeared, rolling out of the alleyway, circling your body, and then coalescing into the form of one Anastasia, who you had befriended earlier and who happened to be Victor's grandmother. As the form circled around you and took shape, the face came in very close to yours and said one word to you, and that was die. And that's where we're going to pick up. So we have a nice little battle map for you. Yay! Love the battle maps.
Yay, battle maps.
All right, let's get this going here. Everybody see the map?
Yes.
All right, I see that everyone's there. All right, so Anastasia, you are standing in the corner of the alleyway as this form circles around you. It swoops in on you and says the word die, and as it does, you can see the outline of the face of Anastasia. What are you feeling right now?
Just absolute, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
I can only imagine. All right, so we're going to roll for initiative. Do you want me to roll, or do you want to roll for yourself?
I'll roll.
All right. Eeks, do you want to go ahead and roll initiative as well?
Yeah, I'll roll.
Okay.
Let me find my character sheet. Where to go? Oh God.
You're supposed to be prepared, man.
Ooh, 21. So, Eeks, you're kind of huddled down behind some barrels on the opposite side of the street. As you see Lika leave the house, you can tell there's a little bit of an awkward exchange between her and Victor as she pulls her hood up, rapidly starts walking away, and Victor kind of checks her out as she walks away and then closes the door. You see the shadow swirling around her body. You can't, from the distance, you can't make out what the face said as it came in on her. What are you doing at this point?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I see it like swirling around and threatening her, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to take my bonus action to dash. And my speed is 35, so multiply that by 2. I can move 70 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack it with my special dagger.
All right.
And since it has not had a turn in combat yet, it's an auto crit. On that, do I still roll to attack? Like roll to hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I get advantage on it because it's a sneak attack, correct?
Yes, and it hasn't seen you as you like sneak across the street. You run pretty quietly, and so you're able to avoid the mud puddles. And as you just before you swipe through it, it sees you out of the corner of its eye, and its body dissipates, and your arm just goes through empty space, and it pulls back together. It looks at you for a moment, but it turns and focuses back on Lika. Lika, what are you doing? Or does that end your turn?
Yeah, that was a bonus action and everything.
All right. So what are you doing now, Lika, as this creature is just swooping in on you?
I'm going to pull some of my stuff out of my one pouch, and I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself.
Okay. So as the creature begins to move in towards you, you kind of step back a little bit as you're fumbling through your bag for a second, and you pull it out, you utter this incantation, and the creature kind of stops and pauses for a second, and then begins to move in on you again. Does that end your turn?
I'm going to back up just like 5 feet.
All right.
And then, yeah, that's all I can do.
As you do that, a shape moves to your right. You see something drop to the ground, and you hear it hit the sidewalk or the wood planks on the sidewalk there, and just makes a thud. You turn and you see an elven man. He's clad in black armor, and he's got a sword drawn. He's got long silver hair, and his skin is almost an ebony, blackish purple hue to it. His eyes have a little bit of a shine as he drops to the ground. He looks at you and he goes, "Stand back, woman!" And he moves between you and the creature, drawing his sword. He's going to take an attack against the creature.
I'm just going to look at him like, who are you?
He's got his scimitar in hand, and he begins his first attack against it. And that's a hit. So the creature begins to move in. As the blade slices across, it starts to pull apart, but it doesn't get to. As the blade cuts deep in, you hear the creature howl as a trail of mist follows the sword out. And he does 22 points of damage. As he comes through the creature, it begins to separate a little bit, tries to pull its way back, but he charges forward again. And he makes a second attack with the scimitar, kind of bringing it down. As it comes back, he whips it back around and does this cross section down the creature's chest again. You see it try to separate again, but the blade just comes right through it, leaving that familiar trail behind it. And he does an additional 22 points of damage to the creature. The creature begins to pull back a little bit, and it rises up into the air, and it begins to bore down on this stranger that has come to your defense. Let's see.
I'm not sure my effect on myself. Did I cast it correctly?
It looked like you had.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yep. So give me just 1 second here. She's going to target him.
By the way, hostile.
Ah, hello. Sorry, I was getting Fritos.
And that is actually not correct. Give me just 1 second because somehow or another her character sheet changed into his character sheet, and I've never had that happen before. Give me just 1 second here.
You've been hacked, dude.
Apparently. That's
Sorry.
weird. Yeah, I blame you.
It's my fault. I was late.
All right, so we're going to bring another one in. I'm going to get rid of this one, but I'm going to take the 44 points of damage. Yeah, okay. All right, because I was like, man, those hit points seem high. So I have to back up a little bit. The second hit that he brings down across the creature just rends it in half as the creature just begins to dissipate. The shadows start to pull away and kind of disappear into the night as the creature, you hear this as it just fades out of view. The man stands before you and he's kind of breathing a little heavy. He turns and looks at you, Lika, and he puts the blade away and he walks up to you and he simply asks, "Are you all right?"
I'm fine. Who are you?
My name is Arion de Cantrell. I'm on business from Matron Dwala, and I am here to seek the magistrate.
Why are you looking for the magistrate?
Because the supply line has been cut, and I am here to see to it that it is reestablished. He looks around. He looks over at Eeks, who, what are you doing, Eeks?
I was about to start reaching into his pockets to see what I found, but never mind.
He looks at you as you're approaching, and he just kind of glares at you for a moment, and he looks at you and goes, "'Tis strange company that you keep, my lady."
Yeah, but it's good company.
What did you say, little goblin?
God, I want to stab him.
Anyway, if you'll excuse me, I have business with the magistrate. And he turns to start to walk away.
I'm gonna look at Eeks and kind of like nod towards him, like, follow him.
And he stops for a moment, and he turns back to you, and he says, "I would not recommend that."
I'm just gonna give him like this really like cold stare.
And he turns back to look at you for a moment, and he says, "You intrigue me. You're a moon elf, are you not?"
What does it look like to you?
Yes. Perhaps you can help me. Apparently, this town has hired some sellswords who have interrupted the flow of production to us. Can you point me in the direction of these hooligans?
You're looking at him.
I'm just gonna glare over at Eeks.
And you see one eyebrow go up, and he goes, "This is very fortunate. May we speak?"
What are you wanting to talk about?
Well, first of all, I have taken care of the, how shall we say, despised followers of that decrepit god Kellampool. I dispatched them this very evening. You will find many dead villagers to the north of here. I have been sent to deliver a message to you. from my mother, Matron Nwala. She wishes to meet you in 2 days to see how you're going to rectify this situation.
If you're not for Kellamvor, why do you need the supply lines opened back again?
Our needs are of no concern of yours. All you need to know is that we must have the supply lines opened.
Maybe you didn't hear her. She asked why you want the supply lines open.
Are you trying to intimidate him or persuade him?
I mean, I was just saying that. I mean, what do you want me to roll?
He just kind of looks at you and he says, "Oh, I understood her quite well. My ears may not be as large and floppy as yours, but they're adequate to the task. Again, our needs are our concern. Your concern is to reestablish the supply, or our Drow army will descend upon this town."
I like having more information when I'm told that I must do things. It's a two-way street here.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Perhaps you and I can talk about it in private. And he looks at you, Eeks.
Not going to happen.
What do you have against my goblin friend here?
They are cur.
Say one more thing. One more thing.
I'm just gonna kind of stand in front of Eeks and just kind of give him this look like knock it off, and I'm just gonna be like, "Have you ever actually spoken to one, or is that just your assumption?"
I have spoken to many. We have many goblin servants in our home. I even have enlisted a few in our armies.
So when you treat them like servants, are you surprised when they act like anything else?
I wouldn't want them to act like anything else. They are servants.
Okay, I'm going to need you to get out of my way.
I was like holding him back, like knock it off. I'm just like, and that is why you don't see how they really are.
So, am I to assume that this is your
Say it.
companion
Say it.
and not your pet?
He is my friend.
And with this, he actually has a sincere look of surprise on his face. And he kind of raises his eyebrows. Things on the surface are definitely different.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they are.
Let us discuss. Where can we go? I do not feel comfortable standing in the street discussing drow business.
There's a tavern nearby, but it's pretty crowded right now.
Maybe we should do this with the magistrate. Do you speak for your party?
I speak for myself.
Do you speak for him? And he looks at Eeks.
He
The
speaks for
fuck do you
himself.
think?
I'm sorry, little one. What did you say?
Say little one more time.
Let's go talk to the magistrate.
He's adorable. Okay. And so he leads you down the street. You get to the magistrate's home, and the armored form stands out front watching you approach. As the drow gentleman walks forward, it does something you've never seen it do before. It actually steps to the side and moves out of the way. As he does not even acknowledge it's there, as he walks past it and pounds on the door. You see the familiar face of the old woman who you had encountered before. She opens the door and she's like, "Who's knocking at this time? Oh, I'm sorry. Please come in, sir." And she opens the door wide, kind of bowing and motioning for the drow to walk in. And he walks in without even acknowledging she's there. He just walks past. You can't help but notice the way he moves is so fluid and smooth, especially wearing the armor that he is. It's almost like he's not wearing it at all. He glides into the room, and you see the magistrate coming down the stairs, and he's like, I'm sorry, Lord de Cantrell. Please come in. And he leads him into the sitting room that you guys were in before, and he motions to the comfortable chair, and says, "Please sit down. May I get you something to drink?" "I'm not here for that. We have something to discuss. The supply lines have been cut. They need to be reestablished." Yes, I know. I was getting ready to dispatch these people to come see your mother. Are these really the ones that have caused so much trouble for us? It's hard to believe. A moon elf, yes, maybe. But the goblin? Are the rest of their companions like this? Say what?
I'm just going to kind of roll my eyes at.
What are you doing, Eeks?
I'm debating on whether or not I want to stab this guy in the throat.
Look at the very firm hand on Deep's shoulder.
He does move over and take the comfortable seat, and the old woman comes in with some drinks for everyone. It's fine wine in nice glasses. She comes over to you first, Lika, and she's like, "Would you like some, miss?"
No, thank you. I'm fine.
"What about you, sir?" And she looks at you, Eeks.
Yes, please.
And she holds the tray out for you. You take a glass. Do you sip it?
I take my glass, I chug it, and then I take Lika's glass and sip on it.
And as you do this, the drow gentleman crosses his leg in the chair, and kind of sits in a almost like he owns the place position. And he sees you. He looks at you out the corner of his eye, and he just gives you a smile and looks back at the magistrate. My mother has asked for a meeting in 2 nights with this obviously proficient group that you have hired. Yes. They were going there just as soon as possible. How is your mother? She is well. And that's pretty much all he says. He stands up, straightens himself out, and he begins to walk out the door, walking between you, Lika, and you, Eeks. And as he does, he looks at you, Lika, and he says, "My name is Arion de Cantrell, of House de Cantrell. May I ask yours?"
My name is Lika.
And he extends his hand to you.
I very begrudgingly hold out my hand to him, but I'm like not breaking eye contact. Like I'm watching him wait.
He bows, kisses the back of your hand, and returns it. And he turns to you, Eeks, and he gets down on one knee, kind of, kneeling down. And he says, "You are obviously a skilled warrior."
Go fuck yourself.
Oh god.
I like it.
He stands up, and before you can react, he reaches over and like scruffs your head a little bit. He goes, "I like you. You've got spirit. I see why you've given us so much trouble. I shall see you in 2 days."
You were supposed to give us some information. Remember, that's the whole reason why we came here to talk to the magistrate, was to have a quiet place for you to let us know why we should help restart the supply line. Especially since you don't seem to be a fan of the followers of Kellamvor.
Yeah, with that, he spits on the floor. Kellamvor. Disgusting god of death. We follow Illit, and he catches himself. Loth, the Spider Queen. She has taught us to be strong, destroy our enemies, enslave. And with this, he looks in your direction for just a moment, Eeks. Lesser races. Ours is a way of strength. We gain power through assassination. We have need of these children. They are not harmed. They are not killed, as the followers of Kellamvor probably would like to think we did.
Then
But
what
we
do
need
you
them.
do with them?
We teach them our ways. We teach them to learn the strength of the drow. Perhaps when you visit, the matron will feel inclined to tell you more.
What is your connection to the Tallyman?
And with that, his face gets hard. We have no connection to that monster.
He seemed to think you did.
He serves Keltor. Keltor provided a need for us. In return, we gave him some of our roots. What he needs them for, we do not care. They are in plentiful supply. The affairs of the surface world, for now, do not concern us. We have more pressing matters to concern ourselves with.
So if we start the supply line back up for you, you're just going to keep helping the followers of Kellamvor that you seem to despise so much?
Unless an alternative is met, an appropriate alternative, we have no choice. And with that, you see his face falter for a moment. And you almost see a look of fear or realization dawn on his face. But it flickers just for a moment, and he gets control back.
What are you afraid of?
I could find out.
I'm just going to give a side look over to Eeks like, knock it off.
You are very confident, little one.
Well, he does have reason to be.
Tell me, have you ever faced a drow warrior?
I fought many drow. They're like rats.
A rat!
On Eeks for this.
A rat calling. It's a cat. A lesser thing. You're quite amusing. May I have a word with you? And he looks at you, Lika. And he looks at you, Eeks, and he says, alone.
She's going to think like really hard a moment and then... Fine.
He motions to the door.
I walk out it.
And I need the rest of you to leave the room for the moment.
While this is happening, I'm going to go make my way to the leather shop.
So you just leave and start working your way there.
Yeah, because I might stab him. I might
All right,
stab him.
So as he motions to the door, you guys see Eeks just kind of, as he turns around and storms out, kind of brushing past you, Lika. You feel his shoulder strike your thigh as he walks out, slamming the door behind him, and you hear him traipse off down the steps.
Just abandon me, gosh.
He motions for the door, and the magistrate's like, "Please take this room." And he walks out and closes the door behind him.
Okay, now I'm leaving.
All right. So he turns to you, Lika, and he says, "Who do you serve?"
I serve Sahedrin.
You want the truth.
I do.
The truth is, some time back, the matron lost her eldest daughter to an assassination plot. She was the high priestess of Loth, and someone wished to replace her. They killed my sister, and this devastated my mother. At this point, she began to question her loyalty to Loth and the way of the Drow. We had been raised strong. We are third house. But we started learning of other gods. We started seeking our own way. And that is when we turned from law. This has placed our family in a very precarious state.
So who is it that you serve?
Sealray, the Dark Maiden.
Have
She
I
is a
ever heard
goddess.
of her?
No, you have not.
Okay.
She is a goddess of beauty, love, and harmony. And we have heard that there are drow who have escaped the Underdark to live in the surface world among the other races. We publicly serve Loth. For to do so, or to go public with our true deity, would mean death for our family. My mother and my sister have been trying to find ways for us to move in the daylight. We've also been raising human children. One, to learn more about their cultures. The other reason is to try and figure out what it is about the surface dwellers that allow them to move in the daylight so freely.
So you're doing experiments on children?
We're not experimenting on the children. We do extract fluids, blood, things like that. But our goddess will not allow us to bring them harm.
Are you raising them like slaves, like you do the goblins?
Our house has no slaves, but there's protocol to be observed. I cannot let everyone know how we feel or what we are thinking. As we tried to figure out a way to walk in the day, We experimented with many different potions. Things went wrong. People began to get sick. And it started spreading through our house.
Did it spread to the people of this town?
I do not see how. But it has caused many to die in our house and in our army, leaving us in a weakened state, vulnerable should a lower house choose to try to overthrow us. We are ripe for assassination, and we must move quickly. This is why we need the children. We need the supply to continue, so that we can try other races to figure out a cure for the disease and a way to move freely in the daylight.
I want to see if he's being truthful.
Do an insight check.
It's going to be so bad. Oh, yeah.
He seems very sincere.
So what will happen if the supply comes back?
Then we will
When do you plan on? How do you plan on ensuring the safety of these children, especially if somebody finds out? When are you supposed to be taking care of all of this?
We can't give you a timeline for a cure. Our need is desperate. Perhaps if some other solution could be found.
Lika's gonna pace around the room some.
He watches you, and as you're pacing, you sneak glances at him, and he's actually smiling at you, just almost amused.
Yeah, she's arguing with herself in her brain over whether she shares what Anastasia wrote in her journal or not. Like, she's actively arguing back and forth with herself. So these children, what kind of life do they live with you? Are they treated as equals, or
They're raised, for all intents and purposes, in the ways of the drow. They are trained in combat. They are trained in, they're educated, if I should choose a better word.
and
they're observed.
these other races, like the goblins, you say that you don't treat them, you just follow protocol. So when there's no one to observe you, how do you treat them then?
They are treated as equals. Were I a true drow, a servant of Loth, I would have taken the head from your friend the moment he spoke to me.
It's probably good you didn't try.
And with that, he just kind of he laughs and shakes his head. I must say, your confidence borders on arrogance. But suffice it to say, I would have left his headless corpse laying in the street.
You could have tried.
Your confidence in your friend speaks much of him.
Well, it would have been a battle 2-on-1.
Regardless, I mean your friend no harm. But you have to understand, I cannot show any signs of weakness.
She's gonna stop pacing and just stare out the window for a second and just go, I have walked the surface, as you call it, for a long lifetime. I have found many things out in my life. And more recently, And she's going to pull her book out, and she's really hoping she doesn't regret this. I have found information about daywalkers. And I'm going to flip to the page that Anastasia wrote in, and I'm going to hold. I'm not offering it out to him. I'm just going to hold the book up in my hand and be like, "Does this mean anything to you?" But I've got a tight grip on it, so I'm like making sure.
Are you holding it out to him, or are you holding it and motioning for him to come stand beside you and look at it?
I am holding it out to him so he can read what's on the page, but I don't trust the book getting close to him.
He looks at the book for a moment and he says, "Daywalkers are a myth."
Can you read any of this here? Because I've got it open so he can read what Anastasia wrote with on the pages that she wrote it on.
Right, and that's what he read. He read the
Okay.
word daywalker.
Well,
The
apparently
language, he looks at you and he says, "The language,
is ancient.
but it is known to me. I cannot read it, but I've seen it. It's draconic, ancient draconic."
Does anybody in your group know how to read this?
My sister probably. She has studied many things. My mother, perhaps.
Because it's also a riddle. I've been able to make out words. I've learned the language, but most of it is wrote in even ancient language, and it's a riddle. But Anastasia seems to have figured it out, and it apparently talks about daywalkers.
And who exactly is Anastasia?
That shadow that you fought used to be a half-elf.
And he kind of leans back a little bit and he looks and he says, "You spoke of the talisman. Have
Yes.
you seen him?"
I have. I'm putting my tail back away now.
And he kind of smiles and you see his shoulders relax a little bit for a moment as he's apparently trying to put you at ease. Has he been here recently?
Yes, I think maybe 3 days ago, or maybe 5. Days tend to run together for me. And she's like actively like trying to count in her head, like counting on her fingers and like thinking about it.
I encountered his darklings on my way here. I
Oh.
assumed he had been here.
Yeah, they apparently swarm the forest around here so that none in this town can ever leave.
Yes, we've known this for some time. But there's usually not as many as there are now. Your party must be powerful indeed.
He did not take kindly to us, no.
Well, I must be returning. I hope to see you in 2 days.
In 2 days. And that whole town outside this village that worship Kalimdor, they are all truly gone.
He motions to his armor, and you see splatters of blood.
Good.
They failed us. We have to appear strong.
They deserved it anyway.
For serving that carrion devouring piece of shit. I would
Yes.
have to agree. And with that, he turns and walks to the door, and he looks back over his shoulder at you one last time, and he goes, "I hope to meet you again, Mika."
Seems like our paths are destined to cross again in 2 days.
In 2 days, then. He opens the door. You see him just walk out the front door. And everybody can come. Well, let me.
Yeah, they can't.
They
hear
can't hear me.
Lika is going to walk out, and she is going to head back to her room.
All right. So you just, as you walk out, the magistrate's like, is everything okay?
Looks like it might be. And that's all I'm going to say, and I'm pulling my hood up, and I'm heading back to my room.
All right. Before we go back to the tavern, Eeks, you storm out of the home and you're walking down the street. You see the leather shop off to the side. Now, it's late at night now. We're talking about 11 o'clock at night. All the lights are off to the leather shop. What are you doing?
I'm just going to go to the window, just look in, see if I see any movement or anything like that.
You walk up to the window, and it's very dusty. You wipe the dust away, and you peer inside. It's an empty shop.
What?
There's dust on the shelves, dust on the counter, overturned chair in the middle of the floor. Doesn't look like it's been occupied in a very long time.
I am so tired of people stealing my money.
Laying in the floor, in the center, you see a suit of armor. And emblazoned on the front of the armor is a black mask with red trim.
I'm going to try the door, see if it's unlocked.
It opens freely.
I'm going to cautiously, step in, looking around.
Give me a perception check. You feel a presence.
Is it familiar?
It is.
Okay. I'm just going to speak out. I suppose I have you to thank for this. And I walk over to the armor and pick it up, look at it.
You hold it in your hands, and it's very well made. The studs along the side are they appear to be gold. There's some trim to it that also has hints of gold here and there. You put it on, you get a +1 to your AC, and you hear just a slight whisper in your ear, and it says, "For you." And your gold appears on the floor.
Even doper. I'll nod my head and pick up my gold.
As you scoop it up and you take the armor and you begin to walk out, you close the door behind you and you step out into the street. You hear Lika walk. You hear movement from the magistrate's house, which is just a few houses down from where you're at. You see the elven man walk out, and he disappears into the dark. And then you see Lika come walking out. Lika, as you're approaching Eeks, you turn and you start walking down the street. He's standing there looking at you, holding this armor in his hands. For a split second, you see an old woman's face in the window, and then it disappears.
I'm just going to shudder really quick, and then I'm going to walk up to him and be like, so, why were you out and about around tonight?
I'm just going to shore my armor, picking this up.
This time of night?
Yeah,
You weren't following me?
Oh, that, yeah, I was totally following you. especially after that conversation that you and I just had.
Yeah, the smart thing to have done would to have been like, oh, hey, I've got some great advice. I'm not going to go follow this person.
When have I ever done that? That's what I thought.
You need to learn to listen. I swear, you are the most infuriating being I have met
Infuriating.
in 200 years.
That fucking drow talking down to me like that? That's infuriating.
Agreed. But so is someone that is insisting on harming themselves and not listening to advice that will keep them safe.
I'm still here, aren't I?
She's just going to just shake her head like, take my advice and listen to it. And then she's just going to turn around and walk back to her room.
So what? I'm listening.
She might.
This discussion, this banter continues as you guys are walking back down the street, going around the corner to the right and heading off to the tavern. Okay, so those of you who are at the tavern, the party is going in full swing. Gloria has gotten back up on stage. She seems to have gotten herself together. She's singing, she's performing with the minstrels that are there, and seems to be having a good time. Unfortunately, I don't have a song written for tonight, but what are the rest of you guys doing?
Where am I again? I'm at the tavern, but like,
Yeah, you guys were pretty much just sitting around the table. You're back at your usual table in the corner, and so you're in the back of the room. You've got a good view of the stage. There are tables in between you, and the crowd's getting pretty happy. Everything's going, pretty well. The barmaids are moving back and forth. Tessa comes over to the table. She kind of gives Calisan a wink. Calisan looks at her, looks at the rest of the group, and he looks like he's not feeling very well. And he excuses himself from the table. He's like, "Oh, well, if you guys will excuse me, I think I'm going to head up to bed. I'm not feeling very well. The excitement of the day seems to have taken it all out of me." He looks over at Tessa for a moment and gives her a smile, and she kind of nods and smiles back, and he disappears up the stairs. She comes over to the table, and she's like, "Can I get you guys another round?"
Flanarius would like some carrot juice.
Again with this carrot juice. How would we get juice from a carrot? They're hard as a stone.
You don't know how to make carrot juice?
Never made it before.
Well, if I explain how to make it, can you guys try?
Well, you could go talk to Bella. I'm sure she would try pretty much anything if there's coin to be made.
Okay, I will do that.
Oh, all right.
Point me in Bella's direction, please.
She's right over there at the bar. And you look over and you see the dwarven lady. She's serving people at the bar and laughing and joking. She goes over. She talks to the female ranger that you had seen Gloria come in with, and as her needs, as the patrons' needs die down, she steals time with Arion, and then she goes back when someone's calling for a drink and that sort of thing. So you see her kind of moving back and forth on the bar from time to time. Tessa looks at the rest of you and she's like, "Can I get you anything?" Looking at you, Stoll.
I'll stick to water for the night.
I must say, I admire that.
I'm not a good person when I drink. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna wait. Is Rin at the table or where is everyone else?
Rin is dancing beside the table.
So yeah, she's at the table. She's just dancing. As Tessa's talking to you, she looks over at Rin and she begins kind of moving with her for a second, dancing along beside her, and then she kind of blushes for a moment, and you see her hair take on a little bit of a blonde tint to it, and her ears get a little pointed for a second, and then she turns back to you, Stoll, and she's like, "So just water. Do you want anything to eat?"
I'm good.
Okay, and what about you? looking at you, Ren.
Yeah, I'm good. And I just continue dancing.
You see a couple of the people that are sitting around you guys keep glancing in your directions. Some of them raise their glasses to you, but everyone's pretty much leaving you guys alone. The other barmaid comes over and she has a platter of drinks. She sets it down on the table. He's like, "Those folks over there sent these over to you guys. They wanted to say thank you for everything you've done around here." Well, good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. she turns around and walks off. All right, Flenardia, so you walk up to the bar. You see Bella is talking to Arion, the Elven Ranger. She sees you walking up, and she looks over and she goes, "So, what can I get you tonight, sir?"
Well, I'm told by Tessa that you guys don't carry any carrot juice.
Carrot juice? What's that?
It's juice of a carrot.
Carrots don't have juice.
Why, sure
It'd be
they
like
do.
saying potato juice.
Potatoes have juice too.
She looks at the ranger for a moment, and they both kind of give each other that okay look. And she's like, "Okay." And she reaches down under the thing, fumbles through something, puts a carrot on the bar, and says, "Squeeze it."
Well, the trick isn't squeezing it; it's chopping it and pulverizing it. If you have a couple of sundry items around here, I can show you how to make it.
One moment, she bends down again, pulls up a knife, a plate, and puts in. And there's an actual meat tenderizer. She hands it to that. She goes, "Yeah, maybe that'll help you."
Okay. Would you happen to
This'll be
have
fun.
a gnomish blender?
A what?
A what?
You know, a blender.
You can't just get realistic, like new age technology by adding gnomish to it.
There you go, man. Come on.
Excuse me, do you have a gnomish 72-inch flat screen TV? Why, yes, right over here.
Is there an elven boombox in the town? Can I get a dragonborn Cadillac?
Are you guys
Doesn't work that way, Scott. Sorry, bro.
Man, them gnomish are they're engineering geniuses. They know how to make this stuff.
There's this little thing called electricity that we don't have yet.
It's manually powered, dude. Okay. All right. So no gnomish blender.
She's just looking at you, just like, oh Lord, I've got to cut this one off.
Okay. First, you wash the carrots. Then you chop the carrots. Do you have this might sound a little weird, but do you have any nut milk bags?
I like how you say now it might sound weird.
Yeah, do you guys have a blender? Also, do you guys have like bags?
Nut
Weird question.
A nut milk bag, yes.
Okay, you're
What
cut
kind of
off.
establishment is this?
You're done for the night.
Oh my goodness. I'll just take a water.
Okay, I'll send one over to the table.
Thank you.
She kind of does this shooing motion away. She looks over at her friend, and they just cackle, laughing, and they watch you as you walk away. You go back to the table, and you kind of sit down a little defeated. What are the rest of you doing?
What time is it?
It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
I'd like to roll for sleep.
Oh, you're tired?
Yeah, I want to go to bed.
All right, so
I have my water. It's time for bed. Good night.
You start working your way upstairs, and you just kind of drift into your room, going to sleep. What are you doing, Ren?
I'm gonna wait for Flenardius to come back.
Okay, so he walks back over to the table. You saw him slide in, and he's got this kind of defeated look on his face. So what are you doing?
Flenardius, how did your carrot juice thing go?
It went horrible.
How come?
These guys don't know anything about fine cuisine.
Oh. Well, I bet you know everything that's good.
Yeah, they laughed at me.
Aw. You should pull a prank on them then. Then they'll know not to mess with you.
What are you doing?
You can fill their whole establishment with flowers. And that will be a good prank.
I think I'm done with pranks for now.
Aw. Well, if you ever need a partner in crime, just hit a girl up.
Oh, I will. But where is everybody?
I think Stoll went to bed, and I haven't seen Lika or Eeks for a while.
Calisan was just here.
I think he went to bed as well. I have no idea what's wrong with him.
Man, what is up with everybody?
And about this time, you guys see Lika and Eeks walk through the door.
Just still arguing.
Yeah, she looks pissed as hell, and he looks like he's enjoying it.
Yeah, and she's just like randomly flipping him off every so often.
Rin's just gonna like wave over to them to like come and join them.
I'll walk over. I'm going to strike a pose in my new armor.
Wow,
Eeks,
where'd you
looking
get that?
good.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Eeks, I have a question for you.
I might have an answer for you.
Have you ever heard of a nut milk bag?
A what?
Never mind.
Never mind. Immediate regret.
Hey, you know I'm a goblin, right?
Fair enough.
As you guys are having this discussion, off in the distance, you hear Gloria saying, "All right, I'm going to take a little break for tonight. I'll be back up here in a few, but I've got to have something to wet my whistle. The boys will keep you entertained, though." And the band kicks up again. She starts walking away. She walks over to the table, and she kind of slides in next to you there, Flenardius, and she elbows you in the ribs. She goes, "Why you look so down, big guy?"
Everybody's making fun of me.
Making fun of you? Couldn't imagine that. What are y'all teasing him about?
I'm not teasing him. He just asked me what a nut milk bag is.
Oh, not you. It's those barmaids.
Oh,
Who,
They're
Bella?
pointing and laughing. Yeah.
Oh, you've got to ignore those two. First of all, they've been drinking all night. You know that, right? And, well, they get together and they kind of make fun of everyone. It's kind of why I'm not hanging around them too much. So, anyway, I know all about nut milk bags.
You do?
what?
Yes. Found out about them up there at Ishtar.
Now we're talking.
You've got to go to a bigger city than this. You know what they have up there?
What?
No
make
Miss
this-
Juicers.
They make these great numbers. No, she says they've actually figured out how to make juice from a carrot.
Really?
It's
You
quite-
must take me there one day.
One day, perhaps, if you're lucky. And she kind of gives you the raised eyebrows and pushes you off. And she's like, "Where'd the big guy go?"
I don't know. I haven't seen him. I just got back.
I think he went to bed.
No, he's not one for partying too much, is he? I saw he just drank water all night. What's up with that?
I think he stopped drinking.
Stopped drinking? Why on earth would anyone want to do that? And she reaches over and she takes one of the cups that the barmaid had brought over to you guys, and she just starts guzzling it down, kind of kicking back, putting her feet up on the table, and she slams it back down on the ground. She goes, "So, who's going to buy the next round?" "I guess it's me then." "All right, hold on." And she motions for Tess to come over, and she's like, "Be a dear, bring us another round for everyone. What are you drinking, Goblin?"
Something good.
Can you bring him something good? You know what? bring some of the stuff that Bella holds for me. Thank you. And she looks at you, Ren, and she goes, "And what for you, beautiful?"
I'll just take an ale. But does anyone have any ink, perhaps?
Ink.
Yes.
Why on earth would you want ink? You're a writer. You look like a writer. You look like an intellectual type.
Yep, sure. I just really need some ink.
Really need some ink? Well, I tell you what. I've got some up in my room. If you want to come by later, I can give it to
I'd
you.
like to lock my door.
I'm pretty sure you're already asleep.
You're already asleep. You don't know what's going on. You're out. You went upstairs. You fell into bed. You're out.
Yeah. Yes, I should. I'd love to come by and grab some ink.
Fine, I'm going. I gotta go make. I can't.
I'm actually staying in the room next to him and his boyfriend. She points at you, Flenardius.
Oh, I think you have the wrong idea.
And she kind of raises her eyebrows and she's like, "Sure, I do." And she's like, "Yeah. So after the show, maybe you can come up. I'll give you something, and you can have some ink too."
Okay.
All right. Well, I better get back up on stage. Please, when she brings them, drinks are on me. Don't worry about it tonight. Enjoy yourselves.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Goblin.
Huh.
You play anything?
I play the dagger.
Ooh.
That's about it.
That sounds fun.
I could try. You have an instrument. I'll give it a go.
And she walks up to the stage. She comes back and she hands you the flute that she carries with her. She's like, why don't you give that a try? Maybe tomorrow night you can, join us. She looks at you, Flenardius, and she's like, maybe you can teach him how to play that thing.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to play it.
All right, give me.
Dexterity?
No, performance.
Damn. Okay.
That was a good try.
No.
Yeah.
It sounds like a recorder.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound that good. Like, you can't quite make it make noise. You're just blowing, and it's just like, and nothing's really coming out. She looks at you, Flenardius, and she's like, maybe you can help him with that. Did you bring your bagpipes?
Yes, I bring with me everywhere I go.
I'm going to call you up in the next set.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. Well, you guys enjoy. And she walks away and goes back up on the stage. She turns around, throws her hands up, and goes, all right. How about we take this party up a notch? Everybody starts screaming, and the minstrels start playing a little more. The dance floor starts filling up a little bit. What are you doing, Ren?
I'm going to sneak up to her room and look for the ink.
So you work your way up to the room. You get to the door. You reach for it, and it's locked. Do you have anything? Do you have a lock picking kit or thieves kit?
You've got a robe.
Nope.
I go down and look for Eeks.
Eeks is still sitting at the table. He's enjoying his drink.
I tug on his sleeve.
Yeah, what's up?
Eeks, I was wondering if you could do something for me.
Okay.
Could you open a locked door?
I can.
I mean, I was gonna wait for her to finish her set and grab the ink, but I just can't wait. So I was wondering if you could open the door for me.
What are you going to do with the ink?
Writing?
On?
Something?
Which
you don't need to know about it. It's good. Like, it doesn't involve you.
I'll do it. I just want to know.
As you're having this conversation, Ren, you hear a ahem behind you. You turn around, and Anton is standing there in all of his 16 years' glory. And he kind of looks at you for a moment, and he bows and extends his hand. He goes, "May I have this dance?"
Piss off. We're talking.
He looks at you, Eeks, and he's like,
That's what I thought.
I'm so. Well, I'm sorry. I did not realize you two were together.
Oh, hush up, Eeks. And then I just grab his hand and we start dancing.
He takes you up to the dance floor. You guys have a good time. You dance like 2 or 3 songs, and he kind of leans in about the 3rd song. He gets brave enough, and he's like, so how are you liking our town?
To be honest, I hate it.
To be honest, so do I. I am hoping we are able to leave after we kill the Tallyman, you know?
Have you ever thought about like digging a tunnel?
Digging a tunnel?
Yeah.
It's Shawshank Redemption our way out of here.
Have you seen those rats? They are very, very everywhere.
That's why you make your own tunnel.
No, they come into our houses at night. They watch us. They know what's going on. We are
Do you have any
definitely
ink?
Ink?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, actually, I do have some ink.
With you?
Not with me, but I've got it back at the house.
I
if
just
you want
walk
to come.
away.
And he just
And I go back to Eeks.
he's dancing for a moment, and he's just kind of like, but, shit. And he turns around and
Eeks, can you
you
please
see-
open this door for me?
All right, whose door is it?
What's her name? Gloria?
yes.
Can't remember. Okay, yes. Can you open Gloria's door? She's like next to Callison in Flanardis' room.
Is she gonna be mad at me?
Well, she's gonna give me the ink anyway, so I don't think it would matter.
All right,
And
let's
when
do
have
it.
you worried about like her being mad?
That's a fair point.
So the two of you work your way upstairs. As you're walking by Stoll's room, he's snoring very loudly.
Perfect.
You get to the door. Let's see if you can pick the lock there, Eeks.
What is it? Sleight of hand?
Yep. You start picking at it. You hear it click a couple of times, and it pops right open.
I give a bow and then I'll walk downstairs.
All right, I'm gonna look for ink.
Okay. You come into the room. Give me a perception check. Actually, give me investigation. You begin rummaging through her stuff, kind of unpacking it, not even carefully. You're just kind of like throwing it out onto the bed. You get to the bottom of her bag, and you don't see any ink in there.
Man, what is this? No ink.
You turn around, you start opening the drawers, and as you get to like the 3rd drawer down, you see some books off to the side, and you see a little thing of ink and a quill
I
beside
got
it.
the ink.
All right.
And I'm making my way over to Stoll's room.
All right. So
When she opens the door, I better get to roll for waking up.
give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Just the highest fucking dexterity. God damn it!
I do.
What is your passive perception?
Oh, for fuck's sake! I don't want to talk about it.
It's not
Okay,
26.
it's fucking 8.
So
Yeah.
you open the door. I had to give him a chance. You open
No, let me roll perception with disadvantage.
You open the door and you see this massive Goliath. His armor is all set off to the side. He's got this loincloth that's just draped around himself, and his massive form is almost laying off of the bed. He's on his back. His arms are spread wide, and he's just snoring to beat the band.
I am going to uncork the ink, dip my finger in it, and start drawing a very curly mustache and a unibrow on his head.
I need you to give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Oh, please, nat 20.
What is your perception?
8! Damn it!
Yes.
As your finger touches his skin, you see his nostrils kind of flinch.
Let me roll perception. Let me not
He
do
starts
this
to-
horseshit.
He starts to like swat like there's a fly, and he goes back to sleep. And you're able to complete the mustache.
All right. Do I complete the unibrow?
You do complete the unibrow. You complete everything.
All right. I sneakily shut the door behind me and go into my own room.
All right. And so, are you going to sleep?
Yes.
All right. You go into your room, and it's got a little bit of a chill to it. At this point, I need everyone else to leave the room.
Wait, who's leaving the room? Who's not leaving the room?
Everybody except Brittany.
Oh god.
You walk over to your bed. You begin to undress, getting ready to go to sleep. The room has quite a chill to it. As you begin to get into the bed, there's a glow in the corner. You turn and look, and you see this transparent, glowing form of a gnome woman that you immediately recognize as the magistrate's wife. And she's standing there with this yearning look on her face, kind of motioning for you to come with her as she's moving toward the window. What are you doing?
I move toward the window.
And she kind of glides through it and goes to the edge of the roof. Motioning for you to follow.
I pause, looking back at the door I just came through.
And as you look back at her, her face is pleading.
I follow.
You work your way out onto the roof, and I need you to make an acrobatics check as her body kind of goes off to the edge of the roof and glides down to the ground, walking away. You shimmy down the side. Keeping in mind, you've left your weapons behind. You had started to undress, so you're kind of in your night clothes as you see her walking across the street. She doesn't really walk, she glides across the street, and she keeps looking back at you and motioning for you to follow.
All right. Can I cast Pass Without Trace?
Sure.
Right. So it's like concentration up to 1 hour. Yep.
So you cast Pass Without Trace, and you move across the street, kind of sticking to all of the shadows. You see her move her way down an alley. And you get up to the alley, and you look down. You see her at the other end, and she's looking back, and she's just motioning for you to follow.
I sneakily follow.
Right. You continue doing this through the winding alleyways of the town until you get to this clearing. It's a clearing you're familiar with. It's the same clearing that you had watched her die in, and where the tally man had beat the magistrate. As you walk into it, she's at the far end of the clearing, not where she had died, but off into this corner where there's some trees and some growth, and she's standing around these mushrooms that are on the ground. They're kind of they sparkle a little bit, and they've got like a purplish color to them. And she's standing in the middle of them, and she kind of just like spreads her arms and smiles, and then she fades out.
Wait. What am I supposed to be doing here?
There's no answer.
I'm going to investigate the mushrooms.
Okay. Give me a nature check. They're not a mushroom that you're familiar with. They have a little bit of a glistening to them, but they're not something that you've ever dealt with before.
I'm going to pick a few up.
Okay.
Are they still like the same? Have they
Yep.
changed at all?
Nope, not at all.
Alright, I'm going to make my way back to my room with the mushrooms that I have.
All right, do you go back the same way you came down?
Yes.
Okay, so you work your way back behind the tavern. You shimmy up the same way you came down, sneaking across the rooftop. You peek into Stoll's room, see that he's still snoring wildly, and you work your way back into the window.
Okay.
So what are you doing at this point?
I'm just gonna rest.
All right, so you get
Until
back
the
into the
morning.
bed. All right, you go to bed and go to sleep. Those of you who are still downstairs, the party's starting to really go strong. Gloria is performing. She's like, all right, everyone. I have a special treat for you tonight. We have the great Flanardius Flubstep, who is ready to perform for us tonight with those beautiful bagpipes of his. Have you seen those things? Look at the dragon on them. And the crowd starts clapping and cheering, and everyone's like motioning for you to get up there, Flanardius.
All right.
And his goblin companion, Eeks.
You're
I'm going to run up there too.
going up
Are there
there
any,
too?
I'm going up there too.
With
Are there any
you're like waving the
drinks?
flute in the air as you're heading up that way.
I'm gonna take any drinks that are left on the table and just guzzle them.
I need you to do a Constitution check. As you drink the last drink and you start walking up there, the room kind of tilts a little, and you start to stagger off to the side, and you recognize the sensation. You are quite inebriated.
That feels good.
She kind of steps to the side and bows, and motions to the floor.
I will bow as well.
The crowd quiets down with anticipation.
I'll let you lead flow.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Fuck you, you're a bard. Come on.
I'm not that kind of bard.
She walks over to you. She's like, "Come on, you're embarrassing me."
Oh, that's what I do. Okay, so I guess I start playing my bagpipes.
All right, give me a performance check. You break out into a melody that everyone understands, and the crowd just goes crazy. Give me a performance check, Eeks.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
You hear him playing, and you're able to pick the tune up quite easily. This time, when you try the flute, you get a good melody coming out of it, and the crowd's kind of cheering you both on now. They're just going crazy. Just amazed at the performance. She comes up to the stage and begins singing along with you guys the words to the songs that you're playing. Are you doing anything else, Flanardius, with those bagpipes? Are you using them in any way?
I make a troupe of dancers appear, dancing to the rhythm.
So as people are dancing on the floor, suddenly this form shimmers into place as these dancers dressed very gregariously, very flamboyant, begin twirling and spinning on the dance floor. The crowd kind of gets back and everyone's watching. You can see their faces. They're just amazed at what's going on. There's a little bit of light going over top of them as you're making them twirl and dance, and they're going in time with the music. And as the music builds, the crowd just gets extremely excited, ending it off with the dancers all forming this pyramid thing, and they begin to drop to the ground, catching each other like acrobats, and the crowd just goes nuts. They begin throwing coin up there, and each of you gets about 100 gold as the coins are falling onto the ground and you begin scrambling to pick them up.
I'm gonna look at Eeks and I feel compelled to put my hand up in the air.
Kind of in a high five.
If that exists, but yeah.
So you see him squatting down, picking up gold, and he holds his hand up in the air. Eeks.
I'm gonna slap his hand.
That's my boy.
And with that, the crowd just goes completely wild. And Gloria comes over and she kind of puts her arms around both of you and just lets her weight fall on you. And she's like, "Give it up one more time for Flanaudius and what's your name?"
Eeks.
Eeks! And the crowd just goes crazy and they're chanting your names and she kind of takes it back. She goes, "Well, that's it for tonight. I hope you guys come back tomorrow. It's time for me to get some shut eye, and I'm sure that the ladies here would love to go home." And you kind of look around at the barmaids who are just like, "Yeah, it's time to get out." And the crowd kind of cheers and it starts winding down, and people start working their way out of the bar, taking their last drinks, and Tessa begins going around clearing the table.
I'm gonna whisper to Eeks, "Hey, thanks for backing me up. I was on the verge of passing out up there."
I could tell.
Gloria walks up. She's like, "You guys were amazing. You know what, little man? Keep the flute."
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're pretty good with that.
I'm pretty good with a lot of things.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Now that sounds interesting. Where's the girl?
Which one?
Pretty blonde.
Which one?
The one with the bow?
Oh, I think she went up to bed.
Really? That's a shame. I was gonna give her some ink. So, can I get you a drink?
I'm good. I'm pretty tired myself. I'm gonna go ahead and head to bed.
What about you, hot stuff?
Door's unlocked if you want to come in.
Oh, really?
Mm.
That might be something I may just take you up on.
I give a bow and then I'll walk upstairs.
So, handsome, want one more drink for the road? Looking at you, Flanaudius.
Yeah, I'm starting to like this drinking thing.
A bar that doesn't drink. Imagine that. Oh, yeah. Come on. I got something special for you. She walks over to the bar and she doesn't even talk to Bella. She just jumps up, reaches over, grabs a bottle and pours 2 drinks, sits it down, and she goes, "It's made from raspberries. I think you'll like it. You and your juices and all."
Yeah, it smells good.
It does, doesn't it? And she kind of swirls it around and takes a big drink out of it and puts it on the table. She doesn't drink the whole thing. She just sets it down. She goes, "So, who are you people?"
Well, so far we're just a bunch of guys who met through circumstances, and we've kind of stuck together and been through a couple battles, and here we are.
Sounds like things have been kind of crazy around this town.
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, you did good tonight.
Well, thank you. It's been a while. I have a little bit of anxiety when it comes to sitting in front of crowds.
Well, you couldn't tell it, to be honest, although I didn't think you'd make it up here with the way you were staggering around there for a moment. But once you got up on the stage, you seemed to do quite well.
Yeah, to be honest, I felt like I was going to pass out a few times up there.
I get like that every now and then too, but you know, the adrenaline starts. You look at the crowd. Everyone's chanting your name. It's got to be like what it feels like to be a hero or a god.
Well, for me, it's a little different. When I get that feeling, I tend to pass out. I fall asleep.
What?
Yeah, I fall asleep right on the spot.
Oh, you are quite the enigma, Flenardius.
You're not so bad yourself.
No, nothing special about me.
So, what now?
Well, I don't know. I've never actually been with a goblin before. I might take your friend up on it. Care to join us?
No, thanks. I don't really like cantaloupes.
Cantaloupes. That's wrong. And she hits you in the shoulder. Oh, I don't know. This might be interesting. Well, I tell you what. I'll see you in the morning.
All right, I'll see you
Maybe
too.
we'll meet up for breakfast.
Sounds good.
You see,
Good luck.
she hops down off the stool and she like kind of pushes her bosoms together and pushes them up. She goes, "Don't need luck when I got these ladies." And she starts walking up the stairs, and you see her. She's got that little sachet as she walks up. She gets up and she hears Stoll snoring. She goes to the room next to it. Do you leave the door open a little bit, Eeks, or is it completely shut?
It's cracked.
It's cracked. She sees the crack, and you, as you're laying in bed, you hear this. And she kind of, you hear someone slip into the room, and you hear clothes fall to the ground, and then you feel weight in the bed next to you.
I was gonna say I'm like just like full on laying there on my side, like the I don't know, a sheet, the cover, like halfway on me, one leg straight, the other like up in like a triangle.
Kind of like I sleep at night. Yeah, so you feel this. You feel her slide into the bed next to you, and you feel her body kind of move next to yours.
Okay, Gary, I love you, but we're not gonna like.
Oh no, we were gonna cut it there. Okay. I just wanted to see what you would say to her.
Yeah, my fucking girlfriend just messaged me and goes, "What the fuck is this smut?" She's viewing, so hi, honey.
I'm not gonna say anything. Just fade to black.
Right. Okay, so Flenardius, you're alone at the bar.
As usual.
And
I'm gonna go up to my room and we'll look for Calisan.
Calisan's sleeping.
Guess I'll lay down and take a nap as well.
All right. Lika, what are you doing?
I want to study Anastasia's spell book for a while, and then I'm going to take a rest.
Okay. We'll get to that off screen.
Okay.
And we'll talk about our spell book at a later date. So you guys sleep through the night. You wake to the rooster crowing, and actually there is a rooster right outside your window, Flenardius, just as loud as can be, waking you up early in the morning.
I just imagine him like throwing up his window, like peeking out with his like throw. Shut the fuck up.
Throwing his gnomish blender out the window at it. So what are you doing, Flo?
The gnomish blender exists, guys. Come on.
Maybe, but not in Philly, and it doesn't.
Okay, so guess I get up, stretch, head downstairs, see if anybody else is up.
As you wake up, you look over, and the bed's neatly made, but Calisan's gone.
Yeah, did he leave a note or anything?
Nope. His bag is still there. His travel bag, but everything that's important to him is gone.
Huh, okay. Do I see anything out of the ordinary?
No, just a neatly made bed.
Okay, I'm gonna yell out for him.
Nothing.
All right. Okay, I guess I'll head downstairs.
As you walk out, you see Gloria kind of pulling the door closed to Eeks' room and traipsing across the hall to hers. She looks at you for a moment and just kind of gives you a smile and ducks into the room.
Ah, the
You
walk
hear-
of shame.
You hear a little bit of you hear some discussion. It sounds a little heated through the door as you walk by.
All right, being my nosy self, I'm gonna take a listen.
It's hard to make out through the door. They're kind of hushed tones, but you can hear they're arguing about something. One of them's like stomping her foot, but you don't know which one of the two it is.
Okay, guess I'll knock.
You knock on the door, and Arion opens the door, and she's like, "What?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning.
What can I do for you?"
Thought,
And it's just her head. She's just kind of peeking her head around the corner.
is everything okay? Sounds a little rowdy in there.
What's going on in this room is none of your business. And I kindly ask you to leave us alone. And she shuts the door. She turns around. You hear, "Well, you didn't have to do that." And "You're always doing stuff like this. And I'm getting very sick and tired of it." And then they start mumbling again.
Okay. I'm not shocked by it because it's a feeling I feel all the time. So I guess I'll head downstairs.
All right. Stole. You wake up. You kind of stretch and look around the room. You have no mirrors in your room.
God damn it! I was gonna ask that.
What are you doing?
Can I roll to plane traffic? Can I like try and find? Well, with my new gorgeous fucking facial hair, I'm gonna head downstairs, I guess.
Right,
I should probably put on clothes.
Yeah. So you suit up. I was going to assume you were going to do that. You suit up, get your stuff together. You start to head downstairs. Ren, you come out of your door about the same time he comes out.
Oh, Stoll, you just look so lovely today.
What do you mean?
Nothing. And I head downstairs and head out the door.
I don't like that.
So he's following behind you.
Face and see if anything comes off.
He's following behind you, and he's like, "I don't like that. I don't like that." As you're walking down the steps, and he starts rubbing on his face, but everything's dried, so nothing's really coming off. So you just look at your hands, and you don't see anything on them. As you, Eeks, you're laying there in bed, and you hear Stoll's voice. Just I don't like that in the hallway.
I'm gonna get dressed and walk downstairs.
Okay. You come downstairs and you see Flenardius is sliding into the table as Ren and Stoll are walking down. Flenardius, you see them coming downstairs. You see Ren with a smile on her face, and you see Stoll with a thick unibrow running across his head and a mustache that kind of curls on the sides, painted on his face.
There's a photo in chat.
I want to point and laugh.
So you just see Flenardius pointing at you, Stoll, and laughing.
What are you laughing at? What is it? What? What did she do? I know she did it. What is it?
Oh, nothing.
And you see all of this now, Eeks, as you're coming downstairs, and Stoll's like pointing at Flenardius and pointing at her. What'd you do? What did you do?
Eeks, help me.
I'm just going to bust out laughing, like rolling on the ground.
Eeks.
And
You're asking me multiplication questions.
I'm going to run back upstairs, pound on Lika's door, and tell her,
I'm going to my room.
Get down here and see this right now.
Nope, I'm going to my room. Do I have a bathroom in my room?
I'm going to come to the door and be like, now what?
And as you come to the door, you see Stoll come stomping up the steps, and you see his face all painted.
I'm going to just look at him really odd. And I'm just going to make a couple more notes in my journal about giants like to paint their faces? That's what I'm writing in the margin. And I'm just gonna shut my
Wait,
mouth and look at him
what's on my
oddly,
face? Tell me, help me. What is on my face?
you didn't intentionally do that?
No, Rin did it. What the hell is on me?
I
Is it
know
a
I
dog?
did it.
You
it a penis?
might
What's on
want
me?
to go to the washroom and look.
Where is the washroom? You think I've ever washed myself?
It's at the end of the hall.
Oh
You walk
no!
to the end of the hall and you work your way into this small room, and there is it's not a good mirror. It's like a piece of metal that distorts the image, but you can see a clear view of your face.
Oh my fucking god!
Eeks is standing right behind you, laughing his ass off.
I'd like to roll to pick him up.
Strength checks.
Dexterity.
Strength versus dexterity. Yep.
Get up here, bitch!
This hand just shoots out and grabs you and pulls you into the room, Eeks, as you're just cackling.
And seeing you even closer, I'll laugh even harder.
You want a good look? Here! And I pick him up and I stare him directly in the face. And then, can I throw him without causing damage? Can I throw him down?
Yeah, if you don't intend to cause damage, then yeah.
Right, I'd like to chuck him down the hallway. Do I need a strength check for that?
Yeah, give me a strength check.
Lika's just watching it. She grabs her journal out again and starts making other random notes. And just really confused.
Wait, would that be athletics or strength?
I want Eeks to make an athletics check. So he picks you up, Eeks, and tosses you, but you do this really cool flip in the ground, and you kind of land on your feet, looking at him and give him kind of a bow.
And then I continue laughing.
Fuck off, dickhead. I close the door.
Oh. So what are you two doing, Lika and Eeks?
I'm just gonna I'm sorry. I'm just gonna nod my head like I'm going downstairs, and I'm gonna go down and get an orange juice because they can squeeze those and get juice out of them.
All right, so you go downstairs, and no one is serving yet, but Bella is there. She walks out to the table, and she's like, so, what can I get you guys? I know you. She points at you, Eeks, and she goes, you're my orange juice drinker. What about the rest of you? How's that carrot juice coming there?
It's great. Thank you.
All right, so you remember that from last night, huh?
I never forget.
I would imagine not. What about you, milady?
Wait,
looking at you, Ren. No, looking at Ren.
I'm good for now.
Oh, okay. You're the one what drew that on that giant, aren't you?
What?
No one saw anything down there.
Yeah, everyone was down there.
She's just
I
like,
didn't go downstairs, did I?
Yeah, you
have
came all the way
no
downstairs.
idea what you're talking about.
She's like, oh, sure you don't. And she kind of winks at you. She kind of looks over at you for a second, Eeks, and she's like, did you have fun last night?
Uh-huh.
Good.
How about you?
Yeah. Must say I did. Probably not as much as you, though. And she turns around and walks away. With this, you see Arion come downstairs. She's not looking too happy, and she kind of glares at you, Eeks, as she walks down. Goes over to the bar and starts whispering back and forth with Bella. Gloria comes downstairs a little sheepishly. Her hair's done up nice, and she's wearing her regular colorful outfit, but she's kind of quiet as she walks down. She looks over at you guys, gives you a smile, and walks over to the bar and sits down next to Arion.
Do I have to roll to wash my face off?
No, you don't have to roll to wash your face off. You scrub and scrub and scrub, but it's not coming off.
You roll a 1 and you add more to it.
Yeah, I mean, as you script, this is looking pretty permanent for a while. Good ink. Very good ink. What are you doing, Lika?
Okay, I messaged you what Lika wants to do for the day.
Right, but what are you doing at this point?
At this point, I am going to head downstairs and start making my way there.
All right, so you come downstairs and you see some fruit on the table, so you grab an apple out of the fruit as you walk out the door. And so you guys hear, she doesn't even talk to you guys. She just walks right downstairs and heads out the door.
I'm just going to look at everybody and ask if they would like to come join me in annoying Lika.
I would love to.
Rin.
I have some plans of my own.
Oh my god, everybody's got plans.
What are you doing, Stoll?
I'm gonna take the sharp end of my Goliath maul and I'm going to cut the fucking stupid ink off of my face. I would like to roll to attack at my own face.
So you're going to remove the ink with a sharp object
with scars
and
oh my god,
replace the ink that will eventually come off with scars that are permanent.
Right. That makes no sense.
You know what? That was me metagaming. I apologize.
All
right, so your maul doesn't really have that sharp of an edge, but you do see.
You're right.
So, but there is a shaving implement laying in the room.
I got a dagger you could use.
Do you really want to cut your face?
I have a gnomish razor.
It buzzes and everything. It's electric.
Perfect.
No, seriously though, what are you doing with the blade? What are you really attempting to do here?
I want this shit off my face, man.
All right, so you scrub at it for a while, and then you start taking the blade, trying to you've seen people shave before. It scrapes the top layer of ink off, but there is still a faded mustache and faded unibrow.
Yeah.
And you're bleeding.
That's as good as it's going to get.
Are you sure he didn't accidentally lop off one of his eyebrows in the?
He doesn't have eyebrows. He's a Goliath.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to throw an elf next.
No.
I'd like to see you try.
Not you. Fuck off. I'm not throwing fucking wizard over here. I'm going down the stairs. Where's Rin? I stomped down the fucking stairs.
I'm walking out the door.
I still think Rin could avoid you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, as just before she hears you coming down, you're not being quiet as you're storming down the hallway, and she just disappears out the door.
Yeah?
You come downstairs just as Leonardus. Well, you didn't see her leave. You just
I didn't see her?
down. No, she heard you coming and she just bolted out the door before you got to the staircase. But you do see Eeks and Flenardius getting ready to head out the door.
I was like, come on. She went this way.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Eeks, hey, can I do that stealth thing?
The what thing?
The sneaky stuff that you always do.
We got stole with this. That's not gonna work.
Okay, I'm gonna look disappointed. All right, let's go.
So you guys walk out, and Lika's a little ways ahead of you. You see she's heading toward the city gates.
And I'm going to pull up my head, and then I kind of want to try and be stealthy from there.
All right, so as she walks up, you see there's an alleyway off to her side. She ducks around the alleyway. I need you. Okay, this is going to get tricky. Lika, I need a stealth roll while you guys need to figure out who's doing perception. I'm going to give you the chance. I'm going to give you the chance. Who's going to roll perception with advantage? Because you guys are all helping.
Am I with this party?
You are with them, yes.
Okay.
But
I'm proficient, but I don't have any wisdom bonus.
Okay.
Does anybody have proficiency and a wisdom bonus?
I do.
Well, yeah, he's asking which one of us. I'm asking you.
Flo, Stole, or
Me.
Eeks.
I have a
Who's
negative.
going to roll perception?
Okay, I'll roll with advantage.
Okay, with advantage. It's almost laughable watching her try to be stealthy as she's walking through. You guys can plainly just follow along behind her.
That sucks.
Now, how about this? I'm going to throw this out there. Can we roll
For
a
stealth
check
against
all
her
of us.
perception?
Yeah, because I want to know
Against
if
her
I'm
perception.
following.
But we take the average of all three of our rolls?
Yes, and it's against her passive perception. What's your passive perception, Lika?
It's 11 or 12. I can't.
Well, look on your sheet. Hang on, I'll look on your sheet.
It's above the AC. And
it's 11. Her passive perception is 11. We're going to split it down the middle and say 15. And so she's distracted anyway, as she's got a lot on her mind. So you guys follow her out the city gates, and she takes the road north going toward the village, the farming village. You see her turn and take the street in. Lika, as you walk into the town, you see bodies everywhere. They have been just slaughtered, cut down. As you look at the bodies going by, you can see these were expertly just sliced and cut down. You start checking some of the homes as you're walking through the street, and they're either empty or you see entire families are dead.
I want to, while I'm walking through, kind of try and check to see if, if I can find out, basically who was more in charge of the village, where their house was, and see if I can find anything relating to, their plans, the talisman and any of that stuff, just in general.
Give me an investigation check. As you begin searching through, you find Brahm's house, and you go in. You see he's got a desk there that has a ledger on it, and you begin looking through the ledger, and you see shipment manifests from leaving Philion, heading to Borg, and they'll have 3 wagon loads, 4 wagon loads, 2 wagon loads. You also see an incoming ledger that just says, 4, 2, 6. And next to those, there's the letter H.
Does any of this make sense with the note that I found in the cave?
Not really. There's nothing to really tie the two together. I mean, it's similar to what you found in the cave. The numbers kind of match up a little bit, but it doesn't give you any definite more information. I
want to just kind of keep wandering around the town, but I'm slowly going to.
You slowly what?
Make my way towards the cave.
All right. You guys are watching her go from house to house, and as you come in to the village, you see these slaughtered bodies. You see there's just puddles of blood, and people have been just hacked to pieces. You watch Lika go into one house, and you kind of wait where you're at for a moment. She's in there for a few minutes, and then you see her come out, and she begins to work her way down. As all of you go through the area where the pole was at, and the seats around the benches around the pole has been kind of knocked off to the side, and the emblem of Kelemvor has been broken on the ground. Lika, you work your way into the cave, and you don't see anything of interest inside. You do see the bloodstains where you had slaughtered the leaders of the cult, still on the ground. It's kind of stained in there, but Do you go into the side cave that has the tunnel going down?
Yeah.
You walk into that room where the where this illustration is painted, and there's no easy way down this tunnel. Do you want to proceed?
Do I see like any footsteps from where?
Oh yeah. There's one set of footsteps.
So
coming
he's
to
already
and
gone
fro.
down this way.
Give me a survival check.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. I got -1 survival.
You make out a set of footprints coming from the tunnel and going back that seem to be fresh. Fresh as in 24 hours, within the last 24 hours.
Hmm.
And are we still waiting outside, or can we?
You guys have now, well, you tell me, where are you guys at this point? You've
I'd
seen her
like to go into the same house she's in.
All right, so you go into the house. I mean, it's a modest home. You see this ledger sitting on this desk that it's open now, and again, it has just kind of shipments to Borg, outgoing, and then under the incoming column, it just has various numbers with the letter H next to them.
I'm gonna take that ledger.
All right. Do you put it in the bag of holding?
I put it in my bag. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I want to look for Lika.
All right.
And Flo and Stoll, are you guys coming with me?
Yes.
You guys are just watching him as he's going through it. He puts it in, and you're kind of curious. Why is he following her?
Hey, what you got there, Eeks? What is
It's
it?
a ledger with shipments, words, and numbers.
As you're talking to him, you're trying to keep an eye on where Lika's at.
I'm still totally trying to be stealthy too, and failing epically.
Yeah, you see her disappear into the cave.
All right, that's enough talking. Let's stay on the trail.
Roll out.
Roll out. And every now and then, Eeks, you can't help but sneak a peek at Stoll's faces. He's got this determined look in his brows furrowed, and you see that unibrow kind of arching down.
Take one more look at me, and I'm gonna fucking hit you like a croquet ball.
All right. So as you guys work your way into the cave, you as you come in, Ika's just gone into the side cave.
How far down is it?
It's not necessarily down. You're in the cave, and it's about
It's like a steady slope down. Okay.
yeah, but there's a side cave that you see her walk through, leading into that small cave that has the hole in the floor and the illustration, the painting around the walls.
I will proceed.
All right. So, Lika, you're standing there, kind of examining the footprints, and you hear shuffling feet behind you. You turn around and you see the three boys, as you would call them, standing in the entrance to the cave.
And what are you all doing here?
I saw you trying to be sneaky, and it caught my attention.
You were so bad at being sneaky that we noticed you. Like we specifically noticed you.
You kind of stuck out.
So, was that before or after you decided to
You broke up.
You broke up bad.
Oh, sorry. So was that before or after you decided to follow me out of the tavern? Because I didn't try to start being sneaky until I went to go leave the town.
Oh, we were just going to see what you were doing. And then we saw you trying to be sneaky.
Well, here. I'm checking out what happened in this town. There, we can go back to the tavern now.
I mean, we came out here for a reason. Let's finish it through.
I'm going to walk past all of them and start heading back to town.
And with that, we're going to switch.
Stole, grab her.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Ren, you heard him coming down the steps. You ducked out the door. Where are you going?
I'm going to the magistrate's house.
Okay. You approach the house and you see the armored form standing there. Its head turns as it sees you approach, and then it looks forward again. You're able to walk right by it to the door. You knock on the door, and the familiar woman pulls it open. She's like, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
I was wondering if I could talk to the magistrate.
Let me see. Hold on one moment. Please wait here. And she shuts the door. She comes back a few moments later. She opens the door and she says, "Yes, he can see you. Come on in." And she steps aside. You walk through the door and she motions you to his study. You travel through the living room into the kitchen, and his study is in the back. As you come in, he's sitting there. He's completely dressed in his robes. He watches you walking. He goes, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
Something strange happened to me last night. I'm not sure if it was a dream or something. I take out the mushrooms that I got from last night and I show it to him.
And I need the rest of you to leave the room for a moment.
So many secrets.
Tonight there are. Is everybody gone?
Yep.
He takes a look at the mushrooms and he says, "What about them? They grow everywhere here."
I was wondering if they had any significant meaning towards you or your wife.
Not that I know of. I mean, my wife loved to hang out down there in the courtyard where they grow mostly, but she never had any great affinity for them. What do you know about my wife?
Would it be weird if I told you I saw a light last night and it resembled your wife and she wanted to show me this clearing?
You see realization pop into his face. He's like, he stands up and puts his hands on his desk and leans in toward you. "You've seen her too. I thought I was going mad."
No, she showed me these mushrooms and I was just curious about them.
"She's been appearing to me for the last few nights. I assumed it was to just haunt me for letting her die. Thought she hated me."
I don't think she hated you. I think she loved you with all her might.
"I loved her, that's for sure. You say she took you to the courtyard
Yes.
and showed you these?" And he looks down at the mushrooms. "I don't know anything really about them. Maybe the healer. You can go talk to him, Bobby."
And where would I find him?
He's right. You know the corner that goes back to the tavern as you take the right there. His shop's right on the opposite side of the street.
Do you think I should tell my party or do you think I should keep it a secret for now?
I don't know. Do you think you can trust them?
I look down smiling. I think I trust them with my life.
You may want to rethink that. The woman, Lika, she's not being open with you
And how do you know that?
because I know who she is.
What do you mean?
And if you're not careful, she may get you all killed.
think you judge her before you get to know her.
And I think you should learn to trust an old man. Ask her who she is. And tell her to be truthful. And mention 2 words to her.
Okay.
Defensores vitae. See how she reacts. And then tell me I'm an old fool. Judging someone.
And what was that word again, just so I can remember it?
Defensores
Defensor
vitae.
Okay.
The defenders of life. And then watch her reaction.
All right.
Is there anything else?
Now I'll go see the healer, and then I will ask Lika if she's good.
He gets up, takes you to the door, and leads you out of the home, shutting the door behind you and returning to his work. You walk down the steps past the armored form and take a left on the street going to the healer's shop. As you open the door, a bell rings. And this little halfling man, dressed in brown robes with bags and satchels and bottles hanging all over the place. He's like, "Oh, yes. What can I do for you?" Oh, it's you, the pretty one from the tavern. Come to see me, huh? Is there something I can help you with?
I don't quite remember you.
Oh. Yes, I was downstairs. I was listening to your friends talk. I couldn't help over here on the, they talk so loud, they do. And well, I just kind of mentioned a few things here and there talking about the city of Arion and told them they need to stay away from there. But anyway, what can I do for you?
Do you know the girl Lika?
Well, yes.
Who I hang out with, yes.
The moon elf.
Could you mention to her to meet me at the healer shop?
To meet you here? But why would you want to meet here?
Just of importance.
You want me to go find your friend and bring her back here?
Yes.
Okay. I can do that. But it's going to cost you.
What would it take?
How about a silver?
All right, I grab a silver from my pocket and flip it into his hand.
I'll find her. And he kind of hops down off the stool that he's on, and you see him walk to the door, and the bottles that are hanging on his waist are just kind of clanging and clapping together. And he walks out. Are you going to wait here at the store? Okay. I'm going to tell everyone they can come back in. So Lika tries to walk past you guys. Eeks.
Grip!
You tell Stoll to grab her. I need strength checks from both of you.
Thankfully, I recovered some strength.
You start to grab her, Stoll, and she starts wrestling back and forth. Does anyone want to help him?
Help me! Come on!
They're like batting. She's wiggling away as. Oh no, that was stealth. You need strength.
Oh, okay.
No, that'd be dexterity, wouldn't it?
No, it's her strength against your strength. She's not a very dexterous person.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I spend more time on my books than, anything. Although I do have higher dexterity than strength.
So you reach out to grab her, and she just pulls away before your fingers can firmly grab hold of her, and she kind of charges past you. Is anybody else going to try and grab her?
Get her, Flo.
Flo, go get her! He's too strong.
If you couldn't stop her, man, why am I going to try, man?
All right.
I mean, you can
I'm going
test
to cast summon.
your
My gecko's
suggestion.
going to land on her.
Lika, where are you going?
Look, I've already explained this to Eeks. It's smarter if you all you don't know what you're dealing with. You need to just leave it alone and do what you can to get out of here while you can.
Honey, I'm telling you, that's not going to happen.
All for one and one for all.
You don't understand.
Well, help me understand.
So did I summon my gecko or no?
No,
you didn't.
Hold off on that.
I didn't hear you.
You can't know. The more you know, the more danger you'll be in. You need to just leave this alone.
We've already got marks. Like, we're already in it. Like, we're in the shit.
Yes, which is why you need to stop now while you're ahead. And leave it alone.
I think we're all in shit here. That's kind of why we're a party.
All for one and one for all.
Take two.
Just come on. Let's look around, see if we find anything interesting.
I'm going to just glare and you can see she is so torn right now.
Hey, come on. Like, we're working together. We are a group. We are a team.
I would rather die in a group than alone.
You tell us a secret. I'll
But
tell
you're
y'all
going to yell out all for one and one for all again.
one. All for one and one for all.
Come on, Lincoln.
Fine. If you all wish to die, then let's do this. And I'm going to start climbing down the tunnel.
Well, it's not like we're wishing to die.
Speak for yourself, and I fucking leap down the tunnel.
All for one and one for all. Okay, I'm going to follow Lika.
Hold on, Gary was typing.
All right, give me. I need all of you to give me acrobatics checks.
Is it athletics if I'm doing the zipper again?
I'm climbing down, so would that still be acrobatics or would that be dexterity?
Give me an acrobatics.
Okay. I fell all the way down to the bottom.
For you, Stoll, I'm going to say athletics. Are you going to do the same maul on the wall?
Balls to the wall.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Boom.
Stoll just he as soon as Lika moves to the pit, Stoll's like, hell yeah, and he jumps, and you guys just see him dig into the side as he slides his way down, cutting another groove.
I'm going to jump on his back.
All right, and with that roll, you'll be able to. So you jump. You almost miss, but your hand reaches his collar, and you save yourself at the last second, Eeks, as you kind of snug in next to him and wrap your legs around him as you're going down. Flenardius, you start working your way down, and you see Lika is struggling as she starts to slip and fall, and so she starts to fall beside you, sliding down the pit.
I grab for her.
Give me a dexterity check. As she comes by, you just reach out, grab her wrist, and you hold on to the wall as she kind of swings underneath you, and you help her get attached to the wall. From there, you guys are able to climb the rest of the way down, although it takes Lika quite a while to find handholds. This isn't something that she's used to. You get down into the cave, and you proceed into the area where you had killed Brahm, and and the Cambion and the Darklings. It's a round room, and there are two cave exits, one straight ahead of you and one to your left.
I want to look at that one that Eeks and I had started down that had the images of.
Okay. That's the one that's
The one to the
straight
north?
ahead.
Yeah,
the one to
I
the
want
north.
to see if the footsteps are going that direction.
It's a stone floor, so it's really hard to tell if there's any footprints.
Well, the left one led out, right? Like out of the cave.
No, it led down deeper. Both of them led deeper.
Yeah, they both led down deeper.
I want to try to use message to message that drow.
Oh God, is he down here?
So you hear her mention the name Arion as she tries to send this message, but there's no response.
Dang it.
Did you say Arion?
I'm gonna look at Eeks and be like, "Oh, what? You
Yeah,
wanted to follow?"
Arion. Well, fuck, I didn't know he was down here. Now there's going to be
Yeah,
witnesses.
I tried to tell you not to come along, but you insisted.
So now there's going to be witnesses to murder. So
All for one and one for all.
Who is Arion?
going back to the thing Stoll said, yes, his name is Arion. He's a drow, bit of a dick.
Son of the matron.
Yeah.
You will
Gotcha.
behave yourself around him because, trust me, if you had actually stuck around, you might have found some interesting information out.
Who is she talking to?
I was talking to Eeks.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look around the room.
You're gonna look around. So you come back out of the cave.
No, I'm in the same room that we killed Brahm and all them. I'm just kind of looking around for like anything. I'm not sure what I want to do right now because I was really hoping to just be able to get a conversation with him.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
You look around the cave. You don't really see anything. There's still some blood stains on the ground, but the bodies have been removed. There really isn't anything else of any interest.
Flanarius is gonna. He doesn't know what's going on. This is his first time down here, so he's gonna point out the blood.
No, you've been down here.
You were down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was down there. This is where you killed the Cambion and killed Brahm.
Oh,
This is-
okay.
This is the same room. Yeah, this is the same room where I made all the goblin tracks and everything.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hey, what's this blood over here? Is this what you're looking for, Lika?
No.
So where is this guy that you're talking about? Is he down here? Where is when did you guys meet him? When did this happen? How did I not hear about this?
I'm gonna nod my head with Stoll, agreeing with him.
He came in last night.
In Defilian?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, a shadow attacked me and he saved me.
What the fuck? A shadow attack? What the hell have I been missing? What are you up to? Yo,
Well,
you gotta
not
spill
the first
me.
one.
This is horseshit.
And we had an interesting conversation at the magistrate's house.
You're breaking up again.
Sorry. And we had an interesting conversation in the magistrate's house.
Huh.
He's the one that killed the entire village of cultists.
Oh.
I wasn't sure whether or not to believe him, so I was trying to verify what he told last night.
What are the rest of you doing?
Let's get to verifying.
How can we help?
Well, it looks like he did tell the truth. The whole entire village is dead.
Could be a coincidence.
So we killed a lot too last time we were here.
We didn't kill the entire village, though. We didn't kill anyone in that village.
So, North Tunnel or West Tunnel?
And you hear a voice that says, "Oh, I would definitely take the North Tunnel." You turn around and you see the drow that you had met the night before. With him, you see a small group of drow soldiers, all with weapons pointing in your direction. So, Lika, you decided to come see me after all.
I did. I was trying to see if you were telling the truth or not.
Everything I shared with you was the truth. Are these your friends?
They are.
He walks forward and he does a bow. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Arion DeCantrell.
I reach my hand out to him, and I'm like, I'm Stoll, Lone Runner, the only Goliath you'll ever meet.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Stoll. And he takes your hand. He gives it a firm handshake. And he releases it.
Is it a firm handshake or
it's a very firm handshake? As you look him up and down, he's very well muscled. He's got on good armor, but he wears it as if it weighs nothing. You see a whip. You see a whip to one side, and you see a blade to the other. And
I like to activate Divine Sense.
Okay.
And I want to. What reading does he give me?
You don't really get. It's actually. Hang on. I'm gonna whisper this to you.
Huh.
He looks at you and he says, "And you are," and he puts his hand out to you, Flanardius.
I am Flanardius Flubstep, half-elf bard for the people. Nice to meet you.
The pleasure is mine. He looks at his guards and motions for them to lower their weapons, and they slowly they look at him, and you see them lower them, but they're keeping them ready. He walks up to you, Eeks, and he bends down on one knee, and he bows his head. He says, "To you, friend Goblin, I extend my most sincere apologies."
For what?
For the way that I spoke to you the other night.
I'm just a little beast.
He looks at you, Lika, and he goes, "So you kept our discussion to yourself?"
I did.
I did not expect that.
Why not?
It just makes me wonder how close-knit your group really is. You are not a beast, friend Goblin. You are a living being such as I, and you deserve the respect of being such. The matron mother is not ready to meet with you yet.
Understandable.
We have many sick to attend to.
Is there anything that we can get you from the surface that would help?
We have our best people on it, our greatest healers. We can't figure this out. We had 4 die last night.
Does the magistrate know any of this?
No. Again, as I told you, the pretense must be kept up. And he looks at you, Eeks, and he goes, "And for that, I apologize to you."
I'm just gonna look up to like wondering why his what's the word I'm looking for?
Demeanor has changed.
Yeah.
We must return to our patrols. But I will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow it is. By the way, is there an easier way out of these cabins?
If you take that tunnel, and he points to the one on the left, it will go down for a ways, and then there is a stairway. I prefer the hard way. It keeps me in shape. But for a lady such as yourself, and he gives you a smile, I would carve stairs into that wall myself.
She just kind of nods. She feels slightly offended that he, is like saying that she should take the stairs and not climb up the wall.
It's the meaning, right?
I meant no disrespect. I'm just saying, to win your heart, I would do many things.
She's just kind of nod and start walking.
He looks at you, Eeks.
Tomorrow.
He looks at you, Eeks, and he walks up to you and he says, please accept my sincere apology.
I'm gonna turn my nose up and follow Lika.
He looks at the rest of you and he goes, I will see you tomorrow. He motions to his guards and they work their way back into the gate. You hear their armor clanging as they go backwards, and he disappears into the darkness. What are you guys doing?
I'm heading up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm heading in the direction of the stairs.
All right, so you guys work your way through the tunnel. It does dip down a little bit, and then it does work its way up to a grand staircase. As you work your way through the staircase, it brings you out into this this area of the woods where there's this beautiful archway. It's kind of like just a tower. Not even a tower. It's just a round stone structure that the stairway comes out of, and there's two doors in the front. As you approach and push the doors open, you're out in the woods, but you can see the road. As you walk out into the road, you recognize the area being near where you had met with the goblins. And as you make your way to the road, you hear noise, like voices talking to each other from the trees, and you see the trees move. Does anybody want to look around?
I do.
Flo will.
All right, anybody that gets a 10 or higher, you see.
I'll do it! 10!
All right, so as you guys look around, you see darklings like on the branches, and then they pull back out of sight. And you see cranium rats kind of working their way through the grass and through the trees in that area.
Is this near where I saw them the other day?
This is on the complete other side of town. You were in the woods back the other way.
Okay. I'm just going to ignore them and keep walking back towards town.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to follow. I'm going to cover my face.
As you guys get back into town, you see Bobby walking up, this little halfling with a brown frumpy robe, and he's got all these bottles coming up to him, and he, as you guys approach, he's looking at you guys. He kind of waves and smiles. He looks at Stoll for a moment, and he gets this confused look on his face and kind of snickers, and then he walks up and he walks up to you, Lika, and he says, "Excuse me, can I have a moment of your time? I need you to come back to the shop with me. There's something I have to show you."
Okay, and I'm going to follow him.
All right. And he looks at the others and he goes, I'll return it to you soon, all right?
You better. I hate the dagger to find your backside.
I'm going to turn around and just glare at Eeks.
He kind of looks and he looks up at you, Leek, and goes, he's joking, right? Right? Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. Of course he is. Come.
Yeah,
And
totally joking.
he leads you down the street to his shop. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm gonna head to the tavern.
All right. What about you, Eeks?
Yeah, I guess just head back to the tavern.
All right. And Flanardius?
I will follow to the tavern.
All right. I need everybody except Lika and Ren to leave the chat if Ren is back. Are you back, Ren?
Ren is not back.
Yeah, Ren is not back.
All right. So
Your plans are foiled.
you go into the medicine shop, Lika. Let's go to the tavern. You guys walk into the tavern. It's now midday. People are there eating lunch. A couple of people are drinking, not too many. You see, you don't see Gloria and Arion, but you do see Bella behind the bar. She sees you come in, and she motions for you guys to come over. What do you
I'm gonna
do?
wave her off, and I'm gonna head upstairs really quick.
She's like, not so fast. We've got some things to settle over here.
I sigh and head over.
You guys approach and said, okay, I've been real lenient on your tabs. I've been real lenient on your stay because you guys have helped us out quite a bit, but that's got to end.
I put 35 gold on the table and just walk away.
And that ends it. And she takes it and stuffs it in her pocket. And she goes, thank you. Good doing business with you. And she turns around and begins waiting on other people. So you go upstairs, Stoll. What are you doing?
Who?
Stoll.
Oh! I thought you were talking to the rest of the party. I'm gonna head into my room.
All right.
I'm not gonna have to. I'm just like sitting, like relaxing.
You just sit in your bed?
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
All right. What are the other two doing?
I want to follow Stoll up to his room.
I guess I'll follow too.
All right. So they follow you up to your room. You start to close the door behind you and sit down, and they kind of like block the doorway.
No, yeah, it was meant to be like an invitation.
Oh, okay. So
You might want
you
to
invite them in.
All right. Can I ask that everyone leaves the room except for the three of us? Cause
Yes. Go ahead, Lika. Leave the room.
Finally!
You know that guy, don't you?
Yeah. I know a lot of things that I shouldn't know.
Divulge.
How do I say this without you guys stabbing me? Also without being stabbed. So, someone's been contacting me, and I know a lot of things that I shouldn't know right now. One
Who's
thing that
been
I know-
contacting you?
I don't know if I can say it without causing a problem.
Hey, I'm all ears, buddy. I'm
Well,
just
no.
glad to be-
You
It's not about
can't.
it's not about you two. It's about someone listening.
Oh, who's listening?
Who do you think is listening? I'll leave it at that. At any rate, I have been instructed to kill someone.
Should I play my bagpipes really loud so they can't hear what we're saying?
And that someone was Arion. No, bagpipes.
So
You were told to kill Arion?
Yes.
Well, I gotta say, I'm kind of a fan of that plan.
No. He's not. I can sense good and bad in people. It's part of being who I am. He didn't give me anything. He gave me absolutely nothing in the form of a bad motive, no bad intentions, no bad morality. He's a good person. I don't understand it, but I'm supposed to be killing him, and I was promised
So
I
who-
could
who
take
wanted
away
you
you
to kill
guys'
them?
marks if I killed him.
Oh,
At that point, I'm going to pull out my dagger.
Yeah.
So you get in touch with the fucking Tallyman.
not me. Stoll.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll point my dagger at Stoll.
That's when I went to bed for 2 nights.
Why have you been in touch with the Tallyman?
You showed me someone who I can't let stay alive. Do you remember Goliath being mentioned by Gloria when she was telling stories of where she was coming from?
Yeah.
That's my father.
Oh man.
He killed my entire tribe. Every single one of them died because of him. He's where my middle name came from. He's why I'm the last Goliath around here. And I need to fucking kill him.
But if he's not bad, then why did he kill them?
No, Arion is not. Arion's a good person. But Calypso, my father, he's the Goliath that Gloria was talking about. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he's done, but I know it. There's no other Goliath around here. Me and him are the only two left here.
So are you having reservations about killing Arion?
Yeah. I don't think I could do it by myself anyways. One look at the guy, there's no fucking way.
Are we the only ones that know this?
Yep. Lika and Ren don't know anything about it. Neither does Calisan. I told you two first because I figured you were the least likely to try and take my head off. But apparently I was wrong.
I'm gonna look at
Motioning
you
the dagger.
Really? Me?
and start laughing.
If you wanted to kill me, you would have a long time ago.
Oh, I almost did.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
So no. You know the Tallyman is not going to let your dad go, right? Like
I don't know anything.
he's not. I've seen this kind of evil before. They don't follow through on their word.
I don't think they're understanding what you're trying to tell them.
So yeah.
You need to be-
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all I'm going to say.
But I didn't hear you. What did you say?
What do you think I mean?
Okay, I'm assuming. Okay, I'm laying it out there. The Tallyman has control or something over your father, or has some kind of influence over him. Correct?
No.
Arion does.
No.
Then who does?
He does. Don't you? My father is working with the Tallyman.
That's
My
what.
father
That's the
is a
first thing
follower
I
of
said.
Thunberg.
That's the first thing I said. I said the Tallyman has some kind of influence with your father. Correct?
He has no influence over him. Calypso is probably just as powerful as he is, if not more so.
Okay. Well, that's what I meant. Sorry for the phrasing.
At any rate.
So how can you help your father by killing Arion?
I don't want to help my father. I said I could take away you guys' marks.
Okay, so your father is not part of the conversation, really.
My father is the person I want to kill.
Okay,
He's the only reason I am a paladin.
okay, I can help with that. So going back to the Tallyman and Arion. The Tallyman told you if we kill Arion, or if you kill Arion, he'll remove our marks.
I'll take away 2 marks from everyone in the party. Or it might have been 2 marks from you and Leek, I forget.
Do you know the significance of these marks?
No. But I know that 4 is not a good number to have.
So Arion is obviously an enemy of the Tallyman.
So he's an ally of ours.
I don't think he wants us to work with the Good Royal. I think that's what's happening here. We may have very well already called hell upon ourselves by bringing it up. I don't know what he can hear and what he can't hear.
Well, I offered to play some bagpipes. I'm going to lightly blow out a bagpipe just to see what everybody's mood is.
Can you put away the goddamn dagger?
No. You know the Tallyman's not going to come through on his word, right?
I don't know anything. I know that I have to kill my dad.
And we'll do that. Like, I will help you kill your dad. I will take out his legs while you knock his head off with that maul. But we can't have you talking with the Tallyman.
There's a reason I told you. If I intended on killing Arion, I already would have. And I wouldn't have told you anything about it.
Well, I thank you for your confidence in us.
I didn't really have a choice.
So how does this play out?
I'm not the one with the dagger out.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep working with the Tallyman?
I never worked with the Tallyman. He promised me things, and I said okay. I have not done anything for him so far.
Well, if he's under that impression, why don't
Oh,
we
he's
use
not
that
anymore.
to our advantage?
I'm 100% sure he's heard everything we've said, which means we've made a solid enemy of the Tallyman.
I thought we were solid enemies of the Tallyman to begin with.
I don't know, man. He was making deals with me, so that seemed pretty.
You don't make deals with the devil.
Yeah, I wanted to talk.
Larry says have a solemn look on his face.
I've seen those markings on that fucking armor. I don't know where, but it's nothing fucking good.
It's not bad either.
Okay,
Maybe.
guys, before we kill each other, let's cool off a little.
I'm not killing anyone. I still have not pulled out my maul.
I'm just holding my dagger. It's not like I'm like pressing it to your throat or anything.
You haven't pointed at me.
It's being pointed in your general direction. You're a big guy.
I guess my general direction does encompass a large amount of space. Fair. But, at any rate, moving on. You guys know now.
You know we gotta tell Ren and Lika.
Not yet.
When do you think it's a good time?
I'll decide on that, but don't say a word.
I'm gonna shake my head and drop the dagger. We need to tell Ren and Lika.
I think this involves everybody.
And yes, we'll tell Callison when he gets back. Wherever the hell he went.
All right. We'll tell him.
All right, good talk, guys.
I'll pick up my dagger and walk out of the room.
I'm going to sneak a note in on my bagpipes and rush out the door.
Okay, I'm going to invite the ladies back now. And I'm going to ask you guys to leave the room. Ren, you're kind of looking around the shop. When the bell rings to the door, you turn and look, and you see Vivo coming in with Lika in tow, and he looks at you and goes, I brought it just like you wanted.
I'm going to look really curiously between him and be like, what do you mean, like, how she wants it?
He just kind of raises his shoulders in kind of a shrug and walks into another room.
I follow him into the other room.
I'm very curious. Follow as well?
He sits up on the couch and he goes, well, what did you want to tell her?
I take out the mushrooms from my bag and show them.
Oh,
Are these the mushrooms that I've seen already?
yes.
Okay. What are you doing?
I wouldn't call it a dream, maybe a vision or a ghost. I don't know how to quite explain it, but the magistrate's wife came to me late at night and she brought me to this clearing. And she showed me these mushrooms, and I have no idea what they're for, but they must have some importance to this.
What do you mean the magistrate?
All I
Like-
saw was a glowing orb, and it transformed into the magistrate's wife, basically to the clearing where she basically died, and she showed me these mushrooms.
Link is going to start jotting all this down in her one crazy notebook.
And at this, Bebo looks at you and he's like, oh, yeah. Well, those have a great many purposes. They're good for healing. And I make this. And he goes over and he picks up a salve. If you rub this on your skin, if you're working out in the sun for a long time, you don't get the burn. It's very good. But I've used these to cure all kinds of coughs, and they've got a great many purposes. That's what I use the most in my potions.
Wait, so, okay, you can rub that on the and it protects you from the sun?
Oh, yes. The workers in the fields, we've been using it for quite a while. My grandfather showed me how to make it.
Yeah,
look,
would
would you like to try some? He kind of picks one of the jars up and he hands you one. He goes, here, try it.
Would you care if I just took this with me and I can try it later?
For 5 copper.
I instantly just hand him over. I hand him over silver.
Should have asked for a silver.
I toss him silver.
Say what?
I toss him the silver.
Oh, well, you want the copper back? I've got plenty of this in the back. It's a whole store.
Do you sell this to anyone else?
I sell it to everyone else. We all use it.
What about the Dro or the Tallyman? Any of those type of people?
Why would I? I've never even seen a drow. And the Tallyman, no, I don't ever want to see him. No, not ever. Ever. He's mean. That one's mean. He's a mean one.
Who is your biggest seller then of this stuff?
Oh, I just sell it to the local townspeople, the people that work out in the fields. They put it on so they don't get the burn, We've been using it.
Anyone more than usual, or?
No, it's just something we make. I make it, people buy it. Kind of like my potions, People get sick, I got a potion for that. People got a cough, I got a potion for that. And this is what I make for the skin. It'll make it soft too. I use it, and he pulls his sleeve up, and you see his skin is nice and pale. Most of the people use it. You don't want to get the sun sores, you know?
Lika's like studying this jar as she's like just like half like one hand is holding the jar, the other hand is like her book.
Okay. Like I said, I've got plenty. And he walks over and opens the door, and you see on the top two shelves there's lots of jars.
What do you call this?
Shroom salve. What would you call it? That's what I make it from.
I don't know. Maybe have the word sun in it.
The word sun. Sun salve. And you know what? I like that. And he grabs a piece of paper. You see him start drawing the son of Pelor on it, and he writes sun salve over the top. And he goes, even the gods can't do better than this. And
And the girls just help create sunscreen.
that's amazing. I like it.
You're welcome.
And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out 2 of the copper and he puts them. He hands them to you, Ren, and he says, I don't want anyone to ever think I stole your ideas. I'll pay you for them fair. And he drops it into your hands.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I think that's it.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm going to get back to work then. And he turns around and you see him actually reach into a bag and he pulls one of the shrooms out and he begins like grinding it.
Lika's watching him very intently how he does it.
As he starts grinding it into a fine powder, there are a couple of other jars on his desk as he starts mixing things together and putting, it starts circling it around. It forms this nice green fluid that has a little bit of sparkle to it, and he's like, that's not enough, and he puts some more of the powder into it and a couple of other things, and it starts to turn a little bit more of like a blue, and it really starts glowing. He puts a cap on it. He goes, I'll get a pretty penny for that one. That one will do better than that one will. And he points over to one of the green ones. He's like, yep, I gotta keep busy. And he continues working, making these little potions. After he makes a few of the potions, he turns around and starts making a salve where he's mixing in some creams, and you see him actually using like a butter that he forms with it, and it turns it into a nice cream it's the same cream that he gave you earlier. It takes him about an hour and a half to make it. What are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna walk out the door and motion for Lika to follow me.
I'm going to look and like watch you, then like just sigh and follow Ren out the door.
All right. So you walk out the door, you're standing in the street, and you see people are moving back and forth. Most of the rebuild from the hurricane is over, and the people in town are getting back to life as normal. You see kids running in the streets. I mean, it's a beautiful day out. It's a little chilly, but it's a pretty day.
You wanted me to follow?
I lead Lika to a dark alleyway.
Okay.
Lika is instantly defensive.
Can I ask the others back now, or is this something that's going to be secretive?
Secretive.
Okay.
Lika, I don't want to alarm you. And I mean no harm. And you've been traveling with us for quite a while now. And I've realized I barely know anything about you.
So you had me come to a dark...
in hindsight, I think it's not like the greatest idea, but when have I ever had like a great idea?
Well, I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know about you, like meta right now. I didn't know, like Lika doesn't know that we did that with Stole's money sets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darn. Okay. It was pretty funny that you drew on his face, though.
Thank you. I'm quite the artist, or at least I hope so. I was talking to the magistrate, and he told me I shouldn't trust you, or I don't know you as I should.
I'm gonna like start kind of like getting.
And
oh, he did he?
And I want you to be honest with me if we're going to be traveling along, because I've grown quite to care for these companions of ours. And I was wondering if the word defense or fate mean anything to you. I don't know if I'm butchering it, but that's what the magistrate told me.
I'm gonna look like very darkly and be like, what all did the magistrate tell you exactly?
Not much. Just that. He said I shouldn't trust you, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Because you have given me no reason but to trust you. So far.
Well, the magistrate is right. It would be better if you all didn't travel with me.
I think we should, though. I think you're a great aspect to our team. And even though you keep to yourself, I wish you would open up to me. At least let me in.
How old are you?
I may be young for an elf, but I've seen dark things. I've traveled towns looking and basically hunting monsters. There's a lot you don't know about me and I don't know about you, but at least we're the only girls in the group. We should look out for each other.
Lika kind of nods and is like, you do have a point.
Plus, the boys are somewhat of an idiot.
Yes. I don't think any. I wonder how any of them have handled themselves this long on their own, to be honest.
To be honest, I'm quite surprised that they've stayed alive this long.
Mm-hmm.
But no, what did the magistrate mean when he meant those words?
He and others keep thinking that I'm something that I'm not in this life. And you say that we should all be a group. Well, that never works out well. I don't want to be responsible for any more casualties. I will not go through that again.
Lika, the past is the past for a reason. You don't bring that into your future no matter what. And I'm always here if you need someone to talk to. I know the boys probably don't get that, but I know what it's like to feel like you've messed up or you feel like it's your fault.
Do you?
I do. There's a lot of my past that you don't know.
This road I walk, it This is my burden to bear. No one else can bear it.
Have you ever had someone try to help you bear it?
Yes.
Maybe they weren't strong enough.
No, they weren't. They're all dead.
We're not like them, though.
Funny enough, you all are a lot like them.
I hope that with time, you can trust me with your secrets, and that I can trust you with mine, and that we create some sort of bond. Just promise me that you'll try.
I don't know if I can promise that yet.
I believe we can be great friends, and I go and hug Lika.
Lika awkwardly stands there.
All right, and with that, I'm going to invite the gentleman back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do they have to?
All right, so what are you girls doing now?
We snuck.
Going back to the tavern, I guess.
All right, so you guys make your way back to the tavern.
I follow making notes in my journal, lots of notes, and I'm just irritated.
All right, so as you guys walk into the tavern, you see who's coming back downstairs.
I am. I don't know if those two are.
Yep.
Flo is.
All right, so you guys come back downstairs, and again, there's a few patrons there, but not too many. They're all having lunch. Not too many people are drinking. So as you come downstairs, you see Ren and Lika walk in.
Oh, hey there. Where you guys been?
Oh, just nowhere.
I just flip these off.
Neither one of those are answers.
I guess you'll never know.
Rin,
I wink at Eeks.
can you please help me get this horse shit off of my face now?
Can I just go up and climb up on his shoulders and start rubbing his face? You trying to get it off?
Give me an
Roll
acrobatics.
acrobatics!
Yep, give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Roll a mom check to see if you can get this shit off my face.
Oops.
You
I
try
pick
to.
her up and put her on my shoulders.
So he hefts you up and sets you up there. You begin scrubbing. Give me a
Mom check.
Yeah, I wish there was a cleaning check.
Yeah.
You know what? Give me a dexterity check.
Oh, perfect.
Dexterity.
Yes.
Oh, you start licking your thumb and rubbing it off, cleaning his face like a mom does, and you're eventually able to work it all off of his face. There's a very slight hint of it, but you really got to look at it. Most people would look at him and go, he needs to shave, before they would really think someone drew on his face.
There you go, Stoll. All better.
Please. Don't fucking draw on me again!
What do you mean?
Oh, so you want to say that Scott Flonardius did it? Is that what you want to say?
I mean, to be fair, it's believable.
Yeah.
No, it's not believable at all. Rin already pranked me once. This is who she is.
Stop being Mr. Pouty and just enjoy the time that we're having.
After what I give you, this is what I get back again. Well, thank you for getting it off my face. Fuck, man.
You're welcome. I just hug his neck and I climb back down.
He's just like, thanks. I hate you.
Thanks. I hate it.
So are you guys sitting down to lunch, or most of you haven't eaten anything today?
I'm going to grab another apple, and I got to go find it.
No. We got to talk.
No, for real. We need to all have a discussion.
Okay.
He's going to glare and at the door out of the tavern.
You're gonna want to. Oh, you
Get out of there.
want to hear about this? Eeks, do you think she wants to hear about this? I don't know.
Lika, all of our beef aside, you need to hear this.
Please stay, Lika.
Gonna roll her eyes and sit and pull out her journal and begrudgingly sit there.
Yeah. As you guys sit around the table, a dragonborn female comes up to the table, and you hear a familiar voice come out of the mouth. She goes, "Can I get you anything?" And
Where on earth did you get a dragonborn from?
the voice is Tessa.
I was saying, like, oh,
Yeah.
hey there, Tessa.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Where on earth did you get a dragonborn form from?
Do you like it?
This
is something new I'm trying.
I like the mix-up. I like it. Can I get
She
some
kind
water?
of she does the spin, and she goes from red to black to green as she spins around, and she goes, "I'm tired of hiding. I think it's time that people know who I am, and I can be whoever I want." So
That's pretty cool.
thank you.
I'm gonna motion her to come over, and I'm gonna show her one of the pages where I've sketched out some of the drow. I'm like, do you think you could look like any of those?
Where you sketched out a drow?
Yeah.
She looks at it and she goes, her face gets concentrating, and you see her form just shift into a male drow. Like this? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, that's a pretty good impression.
Thank you.
And I'm going to start making notes about this in my journal.
So, can I get you anything?
Water.
Water, of course. And for the rest of you?
I need the strongest drink you have.
You want some of the shine?
If it's the strongest, yes.
Don't bring up the
I
shine.
would take some of that as well, actually.
Stop!
2 shines, and as she's talking, she morphs into the dragonborn shape again. She goes, I'm sorry, I just don't like being a guy.
Make it 4.
No, that's totally fine. I was just curious to see.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time. You're stuttering a lot.
Lovely. I was just trying to see how close it is to drow.
Oh, well, I told you I would be good. I can help you guys.
Skip the water. Let me get a thing of shine. It's a good day.
Okay. 3 shines. What about you? And she looks at you, Flenardius.
Make it 4. Hold the carrot.
I was going to say carrot juice one more time.
Shine. And for you, Ren?
Can I just get something to eat and you can put it on Stoll's tab?
No, you can't. You have money. You're gonna pay for it now.
But still, and I give him like the puppy dog eyes.
I don't give a rat's ass about your puppy eyes. Pay for your food.
I grab him by the collar and I bring him closer. I'm like, do you really want more mustaches drawn on you?
I will throw you. Pay for your goddamn food.
Oh.
Well, you guys can settle your own tab. Does anyone else want anything to eat?
Our tab. It's her tab.
Well, technically, you did order shine.
It's true.
I'll pay for the tab. Just
Everything's on the goblin.
yeah, everything's on the goblin.
What about more food? You guys haven't eaten. Like, you really haven't had a good meal since
Bring
lunch
us a
yesterday.
piece.
No, I had dinner last night. You forget.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Yeah.
You did have a dinner last night.
All right. What time is it? Is it a good time or a bad time?
What do you mean?
It's a good time.
Can I get breakfast or not?
I knew that's where he was going.
Let me see what I can do. And she goes, wait a minute. I've got one more. Hold on. And she backs away from the table and she closes her eyes for a minute. And she's a little tall, so she kind of slumps down, but she looks exactly like Eeks. And she's like, Is it good?
That's so good.
Is it good?
Like exactly like him.
The voice needs a little work, but that's impressive.
She spins around again and she looks like Stoll.
Oh, I bug off.
Oh, now it's
And
okay. Now it's too
Now
much.
it's serious.
She puts a hand up for a high five from you, Stoll.
And I high five her.
Yes, and she turns into a dragonborn and walks away.
That was really good, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, Flo, you have some news to tell the party.
No. Stoll. Go ahead.
Okay.
You've got
I'll
this.
tell you guys what I told Eeks and what I told Flo. I was told by someone to kill Arion.
Who?
You weren't there. Arion is I believe, is the son of the matron of the drow.
He is.
Was that a question or like a reinforcement of my statement?
No, he is definitely the.
Okay. I was like, what? I thought you knew. Yeah. The tallyman had contacted me at night when I was sleeping. And he promised me my father's head and all of you guys' mercs gone if I killed Arion.
That would be a very stupid thing to do. I can live with.
Why would you believe the tallyman stole?
It's exactly what I asked him.
Who else has shown me where my dad is?
And do you really think he's honest?
Yeah.
I think it's very hard to know who my father is. And if he knows something, then I need to know it too.
Do you think this is really a good idea?
No,
Dan?
I don't. I'm not killing Arion. But I think it's a good idea to tell you guys. So I did.
Can you contact the tallyman, or is it just the other way around?
It worked whenever I wanted to contact him. I have to be sleeping. But I don't think he's going to want to talk anymore since I've, told my entire party. I've no doubt in my mind that he's heard us already.
Well, that's awkward. I guess we shouldn't say anything mean about him.
I think we're past that point.
I mean, I don't want any more marks on me. Like, I already have one.
Well, I've got 4, so...
If you guys think that we should kill Arion, we could. That's
No.
still viable. But I don't think he's a bad person. I'm 100% sure that his morals aren't bad.
I want to so bad. But, based on what you said, I'll restrain myself.
My divine sense showed me that he's not a bad person. I can sense when people are good and bad if I want to, if I think about it.
He's not, but we really shouldn't be discussing this out in the open.
Would you guys like me to play some bagpipes to cover our voices?
No. I think we should just go somewhere quiet.
Are there like people around us at this point?
They're not close to the table, and no one's really paying attention to you guys. You're talking kind of quiet around the table.
I'm meaning from the rats that seem to be following everything.
The rats hear everything, regardless of where you go.
Everywhere.
That's why I already admitted and said our cover is blown.
Which is why we should not be speaking more. The
Should
drow.
we be writing this all out instead of speaking it? So that
Rats
way.
read.
Yeah.
I consider that. That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. See, I have some good ideas.
Do you still have any ink left over from?
I
your,
do. And I pull out the ink.
Yeah, I
I
reach
mean,
in
I don't know where I got
pull out-
this.
I pull out like 4 bottles of ink and set them on the table. I just kind of look at everyone like,
Wait, Lika, you had ink this whole time?
do you not see how much I write?
So I didn't have to go through that stranger's room and look for ink?
You went through a stranger's room?
No?
No.
I totally didn't get ink to unlock the door or anything.
Yeah. No, that wasn't me. That was someone else.
No.
No.
Lika's just gonna shake her head like, I don't even know.
Well, I don't know what to do, guys. So yeah.
Rin's gonna write out on a piece of paper with the ink that she thinks we should talk to this person who the tallyman wants to kill.
Lika's gonna write back. Already did. He's good. We should help him. And then she's gonna scratch out I got this.
I'm going to scratch that out.
And put we.
Yeah.
I put it right below too, in giant.
She's gonna glare at all of them.
Rin's gonna write tomorrow? Question mark.
Tonight? No, yeah, tomorrow.
Right now. I write out in capital letters.
I'm
Rin
gonna,
scratches that out.
yeah. And Lika's gonna write tomorrow, like he said. I will be going there, you idiots.
Cross out I, put we.
I'm going to write down, get over yourself, princess. We're going with you.
She's just gonna flip him off again.
I'm gonna put a smiley face.
She's gonna write down, you all are idiots. Such
And
idiots.
you're with us.
I'll put another smiley
Not, I'm
face.
gonna write, not by choice.
One artist is gonna write all for one, one for all.
I'm gonna cross that out and put a smiley face.
Lika's gonna put, is that going to be our catchphrase?
We write incredibly quickly.
Yes, you do.
I mean,
But I
Lika,
have to admit, this is one of
what do you
my
expect?
this is one of my favorite exchanges ever with you guys.
I'm gonna cast message to Lika and say, why doesn't everybody else have message?
I'm gonna cast Find Steed and summon a gecko on top of the stable.
I'm gonna reply back to Florarius with a message, no, because they're not
I
magic
can see
users.
Gary in the background. Doof.
A big gecko appears in the middle of the table, just as a dragonborn comes and almost spills the food. And she's juggling the plates around, and she's like,
I can explain. I really like geckos.
She looks at you and she's like, with you guys, I don't need any explanations. Just can you please move it? These are getting heavy.
Okay.
I only look
I
like
put
a
them on my lap.
dragonborn. And she lays them on. She lays the platters on the table, and she's like, "I'll be right back with your drinks. Hold on."
I'm
She
gonna
walks
pet 'em.
away, comes back with 3 mugs, or I'm sorry, 5 mugs of shine. Sits it on the table, and she looks at Eeks, and she says, "That'll be 2 gold."
I'll give her 5. 3 go for a tip.
Thank you.
You're
And with
welcome.
this, she turns back into her regular Tess form, and she walks away, slipping it into her, slipping the extra into her purse, and putting the others in the change drawer at the bar. Your gecko is now like sitting on the floor beside you, Stole.
Get rid of the gecko stole.
People are looking in your direction now.
I'm just
You're
gonna keep
drawing
petting
attention
him.
to us.
I'm just gonna have him sit.
Get rid of him, or I'm slitting his throat.
Whoa, 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 Oh, easy, buddy. I'm gonna tap him on the head and dispel it.
There you go.
Fucking slit my gecko's throat. What the hell's wrong with you, you monster?
He is the goblin.
Hold on, Gary's typing.
It's always guess who he's trying to send a message to.
Yeah. I got a pretty solid guess. No comment. Moving on. How we doing?
Oh, goddamn it, Gary.
Ding, ding, ding! My guess was correct. Oh, fuck.
Oh god.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that, GM?
Oh, I forgot to whisper that one.
What the fuck?
Okay.
To who?
Yeah, go ahead and type that one out in chat. That sounded like 4 letters. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith.
Well, technically, there's 3 of us that could be on the Flanarius
Yeah.
estate.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I'm still casting Shield of Faith.
Well, you don't have any inclination that it's
Yeah, you're just sitting there.
Yeah, you have no
You guys
idea.
are talking when suddenly
Stoll, you feel a cut on your knee, leg. I don't know.
as I need you to give me actually it doesn't there is no save on this. Stoll, as you feel this cut on your knee, you are immediately drawn back to finding your mother's corpse after your father had brutally killed her. There's burning around you as you hear screams from other people being killed by this man. The anguish that you feel is just completely overpowering, and I need you to roll for damage, Eeks.
With advantage?
No, just
I'm
just damage.
Do not encourage this horseshit. Yeah, fuck that shadow. Fuck it up.
As you take 10 points of you take 2 points of physical damage, and you take you just take 10 points of damage, but a lot of that psychic damage as you begin to cry. Sitting at the table, tears just begin to roll down your face.
I'm gonna use Stone's Endurance to shrug it off.
Okay. You shake it away, some of it,
I shrug off 2 points of it.
but the overwhelming just sadness is there for a moment.
Eeks, did you just fucking cut me?
I'm going to run away.
I'm gonna grab him.
He's sitting across the table from you, so you'll need to do an acrobatics
How
check.
did he cut me?
Then he did it under the table.
2 feet tall. How did he reach me?
He reached you.
I have to do an acrobatics.
You got to remember, your legs are very long.
Oh god damn it, son. Of a...
He's like,
give
fuck,
me-
you're right.
Give me acrobatics to be able to get out of the table in time for against his acrobatics to be able to get out the door.
Can I do athletics and throw the table?
Sure. Okay, so here's the scene. The table flies through the air. As
Wait. I get advantage because of my squat nimbleness.
Give me another roll.
Not really better, but better.
So the table flies out of the way as he lunges for you. Eeks, you start to move as his hand reaches out to you. I need you now to do a strength check, Stoll, against his acrobatics.
God damn it.
Just as you feel the fingertips start to grab your ankle, Eeks, you just push with your other leg, going over the top of the bench, and you hit the floor and just bolt out the door. What are the rest of you doing while this happens? Food is now flying everywhere. Drinks are flying everywhere. People are like shocked.
He fucking cut me. Like, is no one gonna? What?
Can I try to catch my food?
Give me a dexterity check. Yeah, Rin just, as the table flies up, she sees a chicken leg, and she just reaches out and grabs it and starts eating it as Eeks kind of bolts over her shoulder, and Stoll like hits the bench where he was sitting. Eeks, you bolt out the door. What are you two doing, Lika and Flo?
I am dumbfounded. I'm going to ask Stoll, hey, what happened? What did you do?
He cut me underneath the table. He stabbed me.
I'm going to have my drink and then go after.
You're gonna what?
I'm going to chug the rest of my drink. Sorry, the cat walked.
Give me a Constitution check.
You just think you get a cat.
Did you have a drink? I threw the table.
Yeah, she had it in her hand.
Dude.
You just down it and you go out the door. The room kind of spins a little bit for a moment, but you get yourself together and you haul ass out the door.
Of course, because I roll a natural 20 on that.
You see Eeks just booking it down the street.
Yeah, I'm chasing after him.
Bonus action to dash.
All right.
Are
you taking the high road, or are you just staying on the ground?
No, I'm gonna try to get to like a building I can climb.
All right, give me an acrobatics check. You see him like he looks over his shoulder, sees you coming out, and he just pours on the speed. He reaches Boris's shop and jumps up, grabs the awning out front, flips himself up, kind of parkour style, scurries up the rest of the roof, and you see him jump from roof to roof as he's running away.
And when I feel like I've broken line of sight, I'm going to need to hide.
All right. So you duck into one of the rooftops, like awnings, in a dark little area that you find.
All right, I thought I had my mic on. Before he jumped up on the roof, was I
Were you what?
within 30 feet of him?
No, he was hauling.
Okay.
He had a good jump on you.
All right.
I healed all the damage.
I'm going to try and follow and find him.
I saw it. You're gonna what?
I'm going to try and follow and find him.
Yeah, you can't really tell where he went. Once he hit the rooftops, he was moving so quick and he's so nimble that he just disappeared. And it's starting to get a little dark. Like it's early evening now.
All right, I'm just going to keep wandering around until I can see if I can.
I'm going to go outside and chase Lika down.
Right.
I'm going to follow Stoll.
What are you doing, Ren?
I'm going to continue and eat my chicken.
You just kind of look at everybody who's staring at you, and you give them all a smile, and you just continue eating the chicken. And you, your shine was actually saved. You kind of grabbed it at the same time you grabbed the chicken leg. So you're just drinking, and give me a Constitution check. And the room's spinning. You've got a nice buzz going on, but you're okay. The rest of you are outside. Lika, you're looking at the rooftops. You have no idea where he went.
I'm going to try to use message to
Okay.
How do y'all have message so much? Jesus Christ! Isn't that a really high level spell?
No, it's a level 1.
What?
I think it's
Yeah.
a cantrip.
Oh yeah, it's a cantrip.
What?
All right. So you cast message. What do you say?
What the heck was that?
And you hear it, Eeks.
It's this dagger. I have to get rid of it.
I'm gonna send him another message going, the heck. Just that's all she can think says, the heck.
What do heck?
What are you and Flo? What are you and Stoll doing?
I'm chasing Lika down.
Do I notice that Lika is like?
Casting message?
Yes. I'm gonna ask her if she's located him or gotten a hold of him.
Yeah, but I don't know what he's doing. Said he's gotta get rid of that dagger.
What do you know? You must know something about this. The way you reacted, you knew something. What just happened? I think I'm entitled to an answer. I just got stabbed by your friend. By our
Yeah.
friend.
That dagger, when I use detect magic on it, it brings out all of your worst memories.
Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the part where he stabbed me.
I don't know. It does not give me a good feel, that dagger. This is not something I think that he would do, considering how much he's always trying to convince us all to work together.
Is Zeke's aware of what the dagger's doing to him?
I don't know. I haven't asked him.
What are you doing, Eeks?
I'm going to put the dagger in the bag of holding.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta send you a message. And you slip it in.
Do I hear it
Yes.
after it's in the bag?
It fades.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what to do from here, so I'm gonna go look around for him and see what I can find, because someone's gonna tell me what the fuck just stabbed me.
Give me a perception check.
I was gonna say I was gonna wait for them to walk by the house that I'm sitting on top of, or the building that I'm sitting on top of, and jump down.
After about 15 minutes, they do. They walk by. You see them traveling in a group looking for you.
I'm gonna jump down. My hands are up. I'm not holding anything.
What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna walk right up to him. I'm gonna tell the rest of the party to stay back for a second. What just happened?
Did Lika tell you about that dagger?
Yeah.
Did she tell you that there is an entity inside of it?
No.
It wanted me to punish you. I tried to resist it, but I couldn't. I'm sorry.
You didn't say anything about a dagger that just tells you to stab people?
I resisted it up until that point.
Where'd you get the armor from?
I thought it was just a regular, leather shop, but I'm sure I'm positive that Mask had it delivered to me.
Who?
Link is going to be like really curious.
I'm gonna wave them over.
Yeah, I'm going to go walking over.
You found out who I am today. I think it's about time we find out who you are. What the hell is going on, Eeks?
Your mic just like peaked right there. So, Lika, you know about the dagger.
I nod.
The dagger is in my bag. It's not going to be an issue. I currently cannot hear it. I'm sure it's screaming, but I cannot hear it. As far as Mask is concerned, as Lika has said, he is a bit of a wild card, but he does have a horse in this race. There are things that he wants accomplished that align with our goals.
So why did you run off?
I'm pretty sure Stahl would have smashed me if I sat still.
We have a couple wizards that could have helped out with that. You want to always be a team?
You broke up, Lika.
I saw my mic start cutting out. That's why I was like trying to stop. Anyway, aren't you the one saying that we should always be a team? You had some wizards that could have helped you stop him.
We have to start asking each other for help.
Well, I panicked, okay?
I wanted to smash you, but I definitely would have grabbed you pretty hard.
But like I said, the dagger is not an issue. It's in my bag. And I pull out my old trusty crossbow. Not pointing it at anybody. Just pulling it out. It's like I'm using this.
If that happens again, I'm not going to be as forgiving. You can't just stab people, man.
It's not like I wanted to. It was the dagger.
You're playing with devils.
I guess
That's
we
all
all
I'll say.
are.
Guess we all are. And I'm going to head back to the tavern.
As you turn to head back to the tavern, you see 4 shapes drop from the ceiling behind Eeks, just off of the roof, just toot, 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 toot. You spin around Eeks and you see 4 drow hit the ground. They stand up and you see Arion in the center of the group. As he comes forward to Lika and he says, "I need you to come quick. It's Mother."
What's happened?
She's got the plague. And with that, we're going to end it tonight.
I have
So-
sunscreen.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for tonight's game. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Tonight was really, really fun. You guys learned a lot. A lot of secrets came out. And to me, this is one of the best nights that we've played yet. If you enjoy the show, please head over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/stopdropandroll. And support the show. If it's only through support of Patreons that we can keep this show going and make it grow. There's a lot of things we want to add. We want to add video. We want to add better sound for everyone. So if you enjoy what you're hearing and you want to help keep it going, please go and support. And thank you guys for listening. We had a great time. We hope you did too.
Don't forget about the podcasts.
Yes, check us out on iTunes. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on Podbean. That's Stop, Drop, and Roll. ROLE, not ROLL, for role playing. So Stop, Drop, and Roll is how you find us. And like I said, we're on iTunes, Podbean, and Spotify. So check us out there. We're also on YouTube. You can find us there on the Tricolor Tube channel. And again, thank you for stopping in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Say bye, everybody.
Ah!
Bye.